It's the highest, known as the flyest, high phrase podcast. I'm Elite, ALITE.
Ultimate ACDJ, not being a DJ.
We got the homie Surab, also known as.
Boom, what's going on? King Mizzo made it.
Yeah, he made it. Made it all the way down the block.
So this may look real good right now, but we experienced some technical difficulties earlier that almost caused us to get derailed. But Mike and his 80s troubleshooting technical ability figured out this modern technology like that.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know what?
Split?
I tell you, I feel a little good today. I was out there on the corner selling newspapers. Extra, read all about it.
That's where the hat came from. I get it.
Hey, Trump's going to jail. Trump's going to jail.
He better be, man. Yeah. Yo, everybody watching, all of this, like, don't be happy about these guys going to, like, what you're saying, but a lot of people are like, yeah, man, these protesters, they're going to jail. They're going to jail, the same jail as your local marijuana dealers. Yeah. It's like, nah, you send them to the new Guantanamo Bay, or else it's tokenism. Dude. You know what I mean? I want them to feel how I felt as a brown man after September 11th.
Bro.
Real talk.
What happened on January 6th will go down in history as the biggest, and this is crazy for the states to say, but the most hypocritical moment in American history was January 6th, and we were alive for it. And you got to think of all the shit that's happened in there. Jim and Tammy Baker. You mean standing up? Remember that shit? Yeah. I'm a sinner. Remember that shit? He's up there begging for his life, right?
Yep.
You like that was shameful, dude. You know what I mean? Like pulling Saddam Hussein out of a fucking hole and filming it, and then like killing him on TV. That was a very shameful thing to do. Yeah. Right? Like how they treated Saddam Hussein and Gaddafi the same. And let's face it. Yes, these guys did some bad shit, but they also revolutionized their countries. Like they did.
But that was a problem.
It was kind of a problem. But
you got to give the credence to the U.S. for enabling these guys too. Dude.
Yeah, they did.
Saddam was just picked out of a lineup, man.
That's it.
He didn't win anything.
No.
January 6th, buddy.
They're gonna let him stay in power. Like they let these people stay in power while it helps their cause. Yeah. Like you need to polarize. Like this whole system in America doesn't work without polarization. No. So they need to polarize. People are there to be polarized and be the pawns of polarization at certain moments. And then they're going to get taken down. And then someone from the new American leader is going to be put in place wearing Muslim clothing. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, same thing.
Well, that's probably, what's her name's probably secretly wearing a fucking...
Kamala?
Yeah, Kamala.
Nah, man, she's married to a white guy. She ain't wearing shit at home.
You don't think so?
Nah, dude, she got a white baby daddy and white kids.
I feel for that.
But yo, I'm sure this has been talked about to death and people have said it to death, but the fucking blatant hypocrisy.
Brutal.
Blatant. Yeah. I don't give a fuck. Come on in. There was one video of a cop saying, no one's allowed in here. No one's allowed in here, as they're just streaming past him in a line. No one's allowed in here. No. Yeah. And these motherfuckers just going. No big deal.
Yeah, I grew up in Toronto, man. I couldn't go home without being stopped and frisked.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
Man.
Like, I was on the way home every time, literally. I was on the way home and, like, not no boo-hoo-hoo. Yo, I'm blessed. I'm from Toronto, not America. Yeah. I'm blessed. But it's like, on the way home, I would be more worried about them, the police, bothering me on the way home and sprinkling something on me, as Dave Chappelle says, which they did, rather than like my sworn enemies. It was like, and I was like, you couldn't go home without being harassed. We can't go to an airport without like just, shh, don't make those jokes. I'm at an airport with my white friends. I'm like, shh, don't make that joke.
Because it's real.
It's not funny. You know what I mean? I have friends like big up Tester Logic from Toronto. They were in the G20 summit and they were all over CBC and all of that, Tester Logic. They're my brothers, And during the G20, when all of us were on the front lines, rest in peace to Harry the Hat, all the hobo banditos. But Tester Logic, those guys were stopped at the airport after coming back from Greece for performing with people that I perform with every time I'm in Greece, in Exarria. Oh, wow. Just because they perform with like people who protest. Like these guys are getting stopped at the airport where you shouldn't even have to stop them.
Brutal.
You know what I mean?
It's really sad we've gotten to that. Well, it's not we've gotten to that. We've always been at that part. It's just sad that CNN's starting to pick it up.
Now it's blatant.
Now it's just blatant, right? Well, it's entertainment
the one officer that happened to be the only black officer in the building, it seems like.
Poor fucker.
He literally led them on a goose chase to save all these people sitting in the Senate saved their lives by using himself as bait and having these psychotic
like, hey, white people, come follow me.
They are. They're terrorists. You gotta call them terrorists. They're terrorists, straight up. Definitely. They ain't no protesters or patriots or any other bullshit. You wanna call them the fucking terrorists?
And some of them are Republicans, and some of them are judges, and
a lot of them are off-duty cops.
Off-duty cops. It's weird. Rappers. I'm watching you, and I won't even mention any of you fools.
Where's some rappers there?
Yeah, man.
Wow.
And I've toured with one of them.
Wow. Yeah, don't say him.
There was an Olympian that just won the gold medal for swimming, not Phelps, another dude, 6'6" Olympian wearing his Olympic jacket on video. And obviously everyone's seen this one lunatic with the horns, the poster boy for the movement, right? Yeah. He was arrested, put in jail. Yeah. This motherfucker said that he went on a hunger strike because they wouldn't serve him organic food.
Wow.
Hunger strike in prison, organic food. And you know what? They gave it to him.
Yeah, of course.
They fucking caved. Of course they did. The judge said we have to give it to him.
Yeah, to him. But you know why, though? That's tokenism. Again, 100%. Like, the faces... every movement needs tokenism. They need the bait. Yeah. It's chess. Everything's chess. Yeah. So they need in my opinion, I feel like the dude with the horns and all these people that are in the front line of like, I was arrested, my job was gone. Their job was gone, but they're gonna get a job at another company that promotes fascism and represents fascism. It doesn't matter. If they're not charged with terrorism as terrorists, then it's just tokenism. If they're in the same jail cell as a person selling marijuana, then it's just tokenism, and they're just the face of tokenism, and that's all it is. They're gonna be okay.
I just uphold the supremacy in the most blatant way, right in your face. Yeah. I think this event has proven that the powers that be don't give a fuck.
Oh yeah.
There's no compassion at all.
Yeah.
Come on, man. I remember when Black Lives Matter protesters were coming to the Capitol building, army lined up on the stairs. It looked incredibly intimidating. Everyone had riot gear, helmets. No, you don't even see their faces. Yeah. The most fucked up thing about this part is these guys not only went to the Capitol building, looted, stole. They fucking wiped feces on the walls.
Did they really?
Yeah. Only some shit white people would do. I'm sorry. That's a white people thing.
Were they prison jail?
Right? Like, so they wiped feces on the wall.
I wanted to shit on stage though a long time ago. Like, that was one of my fantasies.
That was like the last concert.
It might happen.
That would have been probably.
No, I wanted to do it like as soon as I used to think like
artistically.
I'm gonna trick them and they're gonna sign me. Like after I trick them, I'll fool them. Yeah. And then like I never fooled them obviously. But my plan was to shit on stage as soon as I got my first deal.
That's some Banksy shit, right?
But you know what? That's pretty hardcore. Like if you went to a concert, the guy's like, "What? He's rapping what?" And then and the break comes, and as the R&B or the female singer comes out to sing the hook, you just drop your jars like you're in a back alley, right? Boom! Grab your nuts, pull your nuts up, make sure you know what I mean. Drop a deuce.
Okay, but wait, I gotta finish this point.
Okay, let's go back to normal.
The most blatant, the fucking thing I hate the most is all these motherfuckers walk through this building. Yeah. Nobody had a mask on. Nobody had a face covering. Not for the COVID purposes. Yeah. But they don't care about everyone seeing their face. Exactly. They don't care. They know they're not going to be punished. Yeah. It doesn't matter to them.
Trump
Look at me. I'm smiling. I'm cheering in the camera. What the fuck are you going to do? Yeah. I'm white in America. Can't do shit. Yeah. Literally, that's exactly how they feel.
That's why I believe in public. Like, I personally...
shaming?
I'm not condoning... No, me as an individual... Yeah. I'm not condoning any type of violence by the masses, but I am saying in a society where people that look like me are publicly under attack and violent attack, it's like rapists going to India. I'm from India. So let me talk about that first before anyone tries to throw stones at me. Okay, in a parallel, I would love to go to India. I would love to find rapists in the neighborhood that are touching girls when they're walking by, and then they're praying at the end of the block. And I would like to tie them up to a pole, cut off their dick, put a sign on them, and let the people deal with it. Because that's the only way that they'll go in hiding again. So the only way to make racists afraid again is by publicly dealing with one of them and cutting off their right hand so they can't hail anything. You know what I mean? And then that's it. And it's like I'm with that. Like if they take you to jail for that thought, then that's cool.
No, they can't take you for thinking, thank God. Ridiculous. But you're right, dude. Like, and it doesn't, I know where you're going with that. It doesn't have to be like physically cut someone's hand off. I would love that too. You know what I mean? Like the racism shit. To me, it seems like racism is like, it's like corduroy pants. You know what I mean? Like, well, it is. It's like back in the 80s, it was okay.
Mike's theories.
Right? It was okay to wear corduroy pants. You know what I mean? And you didn't really know that corduroy pants were fucking garbage back then. And that's kind of how it was with racism, right? Racism, people didn't really know it was bad back then in the 80s. My mom sat in a restaurant with my dad once in the 80s, 1980. And the person was talking to the waiter, and he goes to the waiter, "Are you serving that in there?"
Yeah.
His mom's black for context.
I'm like,
Crazy.
What?
Yeah.
My dad fucking lost it. Flip the table. You know, like it freaked out. What'd you say about my wife? This and that. My dad's had to stick up for my mom so many times. So we've had this talk about my mom. Yeah. My mom doesn't stick up for herself when she's called that. You know what I mean? She doesn't do it, man.
It's hard, man.
Maybe it's hard because you're the woman on top of it.
No, it's because she's been systematically beaten down to say you have to take it. Like people from the 50s, 60s, 70s learned that we're like, that's why, you know, before Black Panthers, it was just take it, walk away, do the thing. Malcolm X told you just walk away, right? Yeah. You know what I mean? And that's what people did, you know? And it fucking seeped into giving other
being
powers
passive,
more power.
Passive,
We didn't realize we were trying to be strong. And Malcolm X is like, no violence, right?
Actually, Malcolm was violent.
But he was very violent.
MLK wasn't violent.
MLK, right? Who's
Malcolm was eye for an eye, cheek for cheek.
Yeah.
You harm me, I harm you.
Yeah.
If they can't keep their house clean, they don't deserve a house.
Yeah.
It should burn down.
Damn right.
To the ground.
Yes.
So Martin
That's
Luther
his
was like, walk away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
MLK was very... Initially, MLK was passive.
Yeah,
Initially, it was
I always remember him as
but
passive.
closer to the end of his life, it changed.
Because he realized what
He's
he's
like,
doing.
fuck this.
It was a war.
We gotta get ours. Yeah, I know, it changed. But yeah, no, the Panthers changed everything, man.
Panthers
were
changed it
I don't
all.
give a fuck. We're armed. We're ready.
The Olympic moment was the moment I really believe changed everything.
With Jesse Owens and the fist up.
Yeah.
Word, yeah.
I think that
Powerful.
changed everything. 1984 Summer Olympics, Los Angeles.
Oh, no.
Well, that's a
we're
powerful
going
way
back
to
to
do
World
it,
War-
where a lot of people
Wasn't that
like...
Los Angeles?
No, it was World War...
No. Oh, you're talking
the
Jesse
Olympics.
Owens. I'm talking about the Black Panther guy. Remember the track star who went in and he had the black glove on, and he put that hand right up. And he was like on the gold pedal. I can't remember that guy's name, man. That's horrible. We'll have to we'll have to do that, right? But I mean that right there, dude. That was on national TV.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Everybody saw that, and everybody started going, "Oh, what's going on?" Like no one understood what's racism. Like think about the word racism. You never heard it growing up.
For real.
Hey, you never heard like you're
No.
racist. You never heard that until the 90s, maybe.
That was like a
Not
joke.
even
2000s.
Yeah.
2000s is when I started hearing racism. Like maybe watching like Jerry Springer or Geraldo Rivera, you heard about racism a little
episodes
bit,
and stuff,
right?
yeah.
Remember when Geraldo got hit with the chair and shit?
Yeah.
You remember that?
I remember that,
By the
yeah.
white supremacists, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? So that was kind of my first thing seeing racism, right? And besides all the kids, you know, at school.
I mean, like here and there, yeah.
We knew
in
it
Toronto.
existence.
Well, in the same time, like during that moment, it was like I was in Toronto at that time. When that happened to Geraldo, actually, by Dundas West, we had a bunch of like skinheads, not the real skinheads, because real skinheads weren't racist,
Posers.
but it was like the fake skinheads who came out and they tried to be Nazis and all that. And like, we used to fight them. We used to fight them by Dundas West. It was like a thing. Like they would come through once in a while on weekends, on Fridays.
Yeah.
It was like a party. Like that's
Feel
what
tough,
happened.
yeah.
They're coming through and we're fighting the Nazis. Like we're fighting the skinheads, you know?
Yeah.
But at the same time during that Geraldo thing, I remember that clearly. Like
I remember I was in juvie. I was in a camp, Center Creek in Chilliwack, and I was in juvie, and there was no colored people there, and I was the only colorish people, and they used to be like, oh, Mike, you know, rap for us and shit, like it, but you didn't really clue in back then. This was like 1992.
You were kind of their token.
like, all right, I'll rap.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I was just like, and I knew everyone was racist. I was undercover brother, right? So I was just like good at sports, so no one fucked with me, and I was tough, right? So it was like, okay, you know, he's whatever. But then I remember one day this black kid came in to camp. He's like looking around for all the other brothers, and there was none, right? And I'm like, oh shit, right? And then the one guy, like one of the tough meanie guys, whatever, racist guys. He's like, hey, you got a buddy now, right? Like he didn't one of those, hey, you got a buddy, ho, ho, ho. Yes. And I'm like, oh, fuck. I knew then I was going to fight him. Yeah. Like I knew like, oh, here it comes. The war's about to happen, right? Because I'm not going to let the fucking guy suffer. You know what I mean? So I was just like, he came in, we exchanged that look, and I'm like, and he's just like, who's this white guy fucking looking at me, right? You know what I mean? But it's funny when you start to experience racism for the first time, how you react to it. I think, you know, how you react to it at first, I don't think is how you're going to grow into racism. You know what I mean? True. Like if you just kind of like fight your way, whatever, eventually you become kind of passive to it because you're tired of fighting all the time. And as opposed to if you're passive, you get tired of being stepped on all the time. So then you end angry. You know what I mean? So it's one of those things like we have to teach people how to accept or to deal with it.
Maneuver around it almost.
Maneuver, right? Yeah. Without walking away and shaming
I don't know how it's for you growing up, but it's so fucked up being a brown-skinned person that has ancestors that were colonized because so much of the racism, the first experiences of the racism come from the home.
Yeah.
It comes from your aunts and your uncles that are...
So true, eh?
There's a big spread of skin color in Indian people. There's light skin, dark skin. You know, I'm kind of on the darker shade. A lot of my family's light skin. And you would hear stupid shit. Not even deliberate.
Like, racism. Stay out of the sun.
Stuff like that. Stuff like, you know, oh yeah, he's good looking, but he's dark.
Yo, that's the word for word. Anytime I went to visit India, word for word.
Right?
It's like I'm having dinner and then like people are like, oh, he loves the food he's eating. Like, yo, they're talking. I'm right there. Like, I'm not an animal, first of all. Like, yeah, I am eating it and enjoying it and I'm watching you. And then all of a sudden it's like, he's so handsome. Only if his skin was less dirty.
Oh,
less dirty too. It's not just lighter, less dirty.
Yeah.
Like having lightening cream in your, or chemicals for lightening your skin in cream in India is one of the biggest things. And anytime I went to buy lotion out there, I had to make sure that's the first thing I asked them.
Heartbreaking.
So, I put lightening cream. I didn't bring my shampoo out when I went to Mumbai. I was doing a bunch of shows, 2015. So I went in the shower. I'm like, shit, I forgot my shampoo. It's in my backpack. I'm like, God, whatever, the shampoo here. I'm going to use it. I'm not going to read the label. It's shampoo. There's lightening cream on it. It made my balls just like, it didn't have a soap. So I put the shampoo on my balls. And it just burnt them. Like, it felt like it was burning, bro. And I'm
Did you take a picture and send it to the manufacturer of that? And say, look what this shit has done to me.
But I was just pissed.
Yeah,
I should have.
Dude, it's so sad because the mentality is so broken that rather than looking at someone that's darker skin and thinking, fuck that, what a beautiful skin tone, what a beautiful person, beautiful human, the first thing you look at is, in your mind, there's no way someone with that dark skin can just be good looking.
Can be.
There has to be a caveat, and the caveat is, well, they're dark.
Yeah.
Because you look at, I don't know how we ended up here, but you look at Bollywood, and almost all the Bollywood celebrities are light-skinned, and very, very pretty. Blue eyes, green eyes, all these funky different combinations of brown people. But the majority of India is dark skinned. It's a hot fucking country, yo.
Right, yeah.
So majority is dark skinned, and they're not represented at all anywhere in Bollywood. So the light skinned Indians that they see that get kind of manufactured worldwide are looked at as what an Indian is. That's not what a fucking Indian is. No. That's an Indian that still has a lot of European blood in their bloodline, so they're still light skinned.
Yeah.
Right? So
it's true.
It's just so close to colonialism there. Well, everything is, right?
In Mumbai?
Like the UK colonialism.
In Mumbai, right?
No, in India.
Oh, in India itself.
Right, yeah.
Still after, like, when's the last time you were there? Like, when did you go there?
2015.
Oh shit! So you're really close. Like
I was there in 2015, and I was like part of the hip hop scene there. I was like building with the hip hop artists, and then we could talk about that more after. But it was like when you when you built with the hip hop artists out there, it was like you can see even there they were just either trying to be white still, or trying to be black, but not just trying to be them, And it was like because we're not. Being brown has never been portrayed as cool.
Ever.
Anyway. Like, we didn't even have a cool moment yet. Not even yet. Like, still in history of my existence, we still haven't had that moment where it's cool.
Not in mainstream
culture. You're brown? Oh,
what about the guy who sang It Wasn't Me? He had a moment for a little bit.
Shaggy.
No, it was Shaggy, the guy that sang, and it caught me on the counter.
Was he Indian?
Yeah, he's Indian, wasn't he? Was he a brother?
He was,
really?
Man.
Oh, shit.
But his hair, he might have been half.
I think he was, because his hair, right? Like, you see that hair?
I would say the closest thing to even being accepting of it is Apache Indian.
Apache Indian.
Maybe.
Or Here Come the Hot Stepper.
Pokin. Nah, that's he's
Easy Kamosi.
Oh, he's Jamaican. What about Mundell? What's the song? The ding 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 ding.
Revenge of the Boys.
No, yeah, like the
one with Jay-Z on it?
Mundell, the Bach or whatever.
Yeah,
What's that
yeah.
song called? I'm a DJ. I know every fucking song.
I don't remember the name of the song. I think it's Beware of the Boys.
Don't hire me. Don't hire me.
Yeah.
No, what's that song with Punjabi MC?
Yeah, that's the one. Beware of the Boys.
That's the one, yeah.
Jay?
Yeah, that's probably the most famous to white people. That is the
Well,
most
dude,
famous Indian.
Russell Peters Indian. He's fucking brilliant.
That's
Yeah,
the
he's
most
Bengali.
face.
But there's no cool. There's
No,
no
there's
cool.
no cool.
I mean, I like. He's dope. I think Russell Peters is dope. He does jiu-jitsu. He's fuck. He's all
fucked
that.
up and married a white girl.
Yeah, he's gonna be broke.
Hey, man, my girl's white, man. I love
No, but yeah,
He's gonna be broke.
he loves you.
But yeah, dude, I mean, Russell's cool, but he's not mainstream cool. You know?
No.
There's still a bit of
No.
comical goofiness.
Well,
that
that's
are
because he
applied to
can't
him.
make Russell's like he can't like you know what the funny thing with Russell Peters actually? This is actually a dope story. Perfect. Me and Decisive, big up Decisive. If you know Canadian hip hop,
Yeah.
Decisive for a long time. Me and Decisive went to high school together.
Oh, nice.
We're part of a group called Soldiers of Fortune. Me and right now they're called CON. They're a bunch of gangsters, you know. CON.
Better be careful.
They took that
They
route.
don't want to live
you know?
up to that name.
You know what I mean? No, but big up Ludacris, big up Shakespeare and them. Like they're doing their thing, but they're on the streets, man. They're actually like on the streets.
Yeah.
And then you have Decisive, who's just an MC, and you have me, I'm just an MC.
Yeah.
But we went to school together, and we were a group together. And when we went to grade 9, our talent show got canceled because we had no budget. Decisive and myself organized a talent show, and Decisive brought Russell Peters to our talent show
Wow.
before he was like famous.
Yeah.
You know? But it was like, big up Russell for that.
dope, man.
But what I'm saying is like he can't make jokes other than making fun of Curry. He can't be a comedian. If you want to be a free comedian, you want to be able to make comedy,
Yeah.
right? If I want to make music and not be an Indian rapper, I want to make music on beats that doesn't have to have Indian samples, and I don't have to talk about Mumbai.
Yeah.
You know, but Russell Peters can't do that yet. So he didn't really make it to that level yet. I don't
It's
think we
because
have
he's
any
Canadian.
that did.
Like, what is it that prevents him from being that? Is it the Canadian angle? Is it just because he grew up in Toronto?
Well, I
Like,
mean,
is that
he
something,
was
or-
a DJ, he was a b-boy.
He was,
like,
yeah.
dude, he's got all the specs.
Yeah.
But there's something about crossing over and establishing your culture as something that's fly as fuck.
Yeah.
Because, dude, Indian culture's fly as hell, man.
It is, but it's not looked at as
But it gets
cool.
overpowered by black
it
culture.
never has. Yeah.
It's either black culture or like people doing yoga at prices we can't even afford.
Yes.
classes for.
No, I get
You know
it.
what I mean? Like,
Appropriation.
so like really, we have not been cool yet.
Yeah.
That's really trippy to say that, man.
You know?
Because you look at some of these Bollywood stars, like take Bollywood, we'll go back there. Like they're fucking huge, 700 films, dancing and singing and shit. Like that's a fucking serious talent. You have
know.
to respect that.
So you know David Letterman has a show now on
Yeah.
Netflix.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
interviews just like fantastic people. He's had like Barack and he's got like Chappelle and all these brilliant people.
I know what you're talking about. I watched that.
So he had Shah Rukh Khan on there. And Shah Rukh Khan is like God in India.
Like 700 plus films.
And he
Yeah.
he has an audience of almost 500 million people.
Easily.
And there's nothing cool about him.
No.
Nothing
He's
cool
an
about
old-ass
him.
fucking
Like it
man.
should be.
Right?
Yeah.
He's a great actor. He dresses cool.
He's an old man that wears makeup.
he cries in every movie.
Remember
Me
Me Too?
movies?
Remember Me Too and Chakraborty?
Oh, for sure, man.
My dad has a show on Omni 2, whatever.
Yeah.
And he brought Me Too over to Toronto. I was like running the streets at that time. I didn't hang out there. I wish I met him. But I met him in India when I was like 12 or something like that. Or 8. I don't know, 12 or 8.
12 or
Big
8.
difference.
Yeah.
What are you?
Just a difference in height. That's it.
Not even. I just stayed the same.
So you actually met him?
Yeah, I met him, man. And but he's like so cool, but not cool.
Yeah.
Because like in the mainstream society around the world, he's not cool yet. Like even if you look at K-pop,
Yeah.
when you go to Asia, K-pop has actually like passed through a threshold where it's now cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
K-pop was so cool that it was influencing what's happening on Twitter
Yeah.
and blocking like Proud Boy Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah, was amazing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Amazing shit.
But like we can't do that yet.
No.
Divine, like big up Divine. He's like a big Desi hip hop artist. He got signed by Nas.
Damn.
Mass Appeal,
Big
India.
ups, yeah.
Mass Appeal started Mass Appeal India. We still don't know about Mass Appeal India.
Yeah, no, I don't.
Why?
know.
Right?
Yeah.
You're a DJ. You should know. You should know.
Yeah.
Like everybody should know. I only know because I went to visit India and I met Divine before he got signed to Mass Appeal.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Damn.
So it's like he's
think
dropping a
though-
song of Pusha T just now. No one cares.
Dude, I think that what you're talking about falls in the same category as like something like soccer. You know how soccer hasn't been fucking appreciated in America, in North America. Really, only Mexico does. But because the States didn't fall into the soccer train, it didn't get popular. Right? And now it's starting to do it. You know, they're starting to see, this value in soccer. They've got 1 billion people worldwide
True,
watching
that's true.
it.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's all it takes is, you can just do it on the floor. I'm cleaning the garage.
Okay.
Making a mess on your table.
Bougie as fuck tonight.
This is a Blue Lotus, guys.
You know, and I think a part of what you're saying is the part of the problem is the obsession to cater to a North American audience.
Yeah.
And
That's
that
the
being
problem.
the definition of success.
K-pop didn't get big until it got into the States.
Yeah.
When K-pop hit the States, it fucking blew up.
Yeah, exactly.
All the Koreans that are in the States, all the kids started fucking uploading that shit online. BTS became huge, right?
Yeah.
And that's it. BTS was the catalyst for every artist from Korea now that's going to be famous.
My girl's daughter, my girl's daughter and my girl actually went to Toronto when BTS did their first concert in Canada.
Oh, wow.
They flew out there just to check BTS.
Was it Dynamite?
Yeah, I heard it was.
But you know,
you got
Asian
that.
Asian culture's permanently cool, man. They got Bruce Lee.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's actually different.
Game
man.
changed.
Yo, I remember being embarrassed and throwing away my lunch before I got to school.
Damn, yo.
Yo,
What?
I would love that
You'll-
lunch
you'll-
right
you'll,
now.
You'll get it. You'll get it.
Yeah, it was like curry. I can't take curry
yeah.
to school because it's gonna smell.
Make the whole
Yeah.
room
People
smell.
are gonna make fun of me.
Yeah.
And the apartment building I live in, unfortunately, we're in the hood. It has cockroaches. But guess what? The Chinese person's house building has cockroaches. The poor white people's buildings over there have
Yeah.
cockroaches.
Yeah.
But cockroaches are somehow was affiliated to my people.
Wow.
Why?
Cockroaches are something.
It was different back then.
It was poverty.
Yeah.
And we're in Toronto. Cockroaches are everywhere. Like
Those kind of urban dwellings, man. You can't have.
I think, this Indian girl called me, Kalpana, I see you. I don't hate you for it. But I was called Cockroach Boy for grade 7 and grade 8. Because in grade 7, I opened my textbook in school in math class, which I was failing, by the way. And then I'm like, oh shit, I watched a cockroach run. And I'm like, oh god. I close the book, I move, I'm like, no one's gonna notice. She jumps on the table like, cockroach!
Oh, no, that's the worst.
And I was Cockroach Boy for 2 years.
Oh, yeah, that's
Then I had
rough.
to become a hardcore rapper.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's origin story right there.
To make up for it. And never worked. I was still never a hardcore rapper.
Dude, that's so true, though. That's so how life is.
It's kind of an interesting segue. So, is that when you picked up the pen? Is that what made you pick up the pen?
Yeah, I actually started rapping. My first was in grade 4. There's a girl named Melanie. I bought her ketchup chips. Yo, you couldn't leave the school at that time.
So
that was
Canada.
a big deal.
Yeah.
Canada.
But I left the school anyways. I
Went down the corner store.
Saved up change.
Yeah.
And I went to the corner store and I bought ketchup chips that I wanted. I couldn't afford ketchup chips. And I brought her ketchup chips. My next boy, a brown guy, Ali, brought ketchup chips.
Oh, wow. These bitter style.
Yo, he knew what I was going to do because I
knew
told
your
him.
move.
Yo, I was mad. After that, no one knew my moves, I'll tell you. And yo, we bring this girl ketchup chips and then I had to write she said she's going to pick the guy who makes a better song about her.
Oh,
Me and Ali both made raps battles against each other.
Wow, that's some deep
And I
love.
lost,
And
man.
you lost?
Yeah, I lost.
Why do you think you lost that rap battle?
Yo, because I don't think I did it for my heart, man. I did it for her. I should have done it for her.
What was his rap about? What was his rap about? Was he?
I wish I remembered
Was he
that.
rapping about her, or was he dissing you, or what was he doing?
I feel like he was dissing me and I
He
was
was
rapping. I feel like it made a love song.
Yeah.
And like he made a battle
So
song.
she went for the baddest boy. She
Yeah,
was just like,
exactly.
who's
So-
the baddest
So
gangster?
up until this point, had you
that's
written
rough.
rhymes?
No, that was the first time I wrote a rap
That was
in
the
my
first.
life.
Oh my God, that's you. Do you still have it,
No, I wish I did actually.
dude? That is.
That
Did you give it to her?
I gave her the read in writing. And Melanie, if you see us,
Oh my God, maybe.
send it.
Wonder if she still has that.
That would be amazing if she did. Cause yo, I would love to read that again. What I wrote is probably so corny, but like, cause I remember back then, like even now, it's hard for me to battle a rapper unless I hate you.
Right.
I might just talk about how like well you can do if you change your attitude or something, you know what I mean? Like
motivational battle.
yeah, you know?
It's interesting because my very first performance experience was because of a girl as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. Was yours a white girl?
Yeah.
Fucking white girls, same.
Devils.
Fucking white girls. But I couldn't rap. I couldn't rap.
I still love you, Scott.
That's pretty good.
I had to do no, I didn't have to. I chose to do remember Will Smith had that Freddy Krueger song?
Nightmare on My Street.
Yeah.
I performed that.
Oh, that's a good one.
shit.
That's a
For the
good one.
campfire, I thought I was all gangster and
That's
shit.
still
Yeah.
gangster.
Running
though.
Man and shit.
You did the Running Man? Yo, in grade 6. So that was grade 4. I've been trying to build with this Melody girl for years. Grade 6. Chris Cross played. I'm aging myself. It doesn't matter. Because I'm from that good era. Yo, Jump played. And I did the Running Man for the entire 3 minutes. That's
Dude,
all I did.
that shit
the
was fly as
frontwards
fuck.
and sideways.
Buddy.
Some cardio, yo.
That was the move, though.
I killed it.
The other one was the drop the needle, the lap move.
That's hard.
Drop the needle.
Right?
hard,
The
yo.
jump through your
Maestro.
thing.
Maestro, yeah.
Maestro.
Maestro.
Yeah.
That when we
Legs,
drop,
jump
yeah,
through and
jump
shit.
through it.
Yeah.
Remember? Did you try? Did you try?
Oh, yeah. I
tried
fell
that
on my face
shit.
a lot.
Everybody did.
Never hit it once.
Like the kid in play move?
Yeah.
You seem like
Like
you
with
could have
your
hit
boy?
it. You seem like you're
I've
pretty-
hit it. Yeah.
You seem like you're pretty athletic.
All right. Since we're here for just sidebar, I'm going to sidebar topic. What is the greatest physical or athletic move or thing you've ever done?
First time I ever dunked on a 10-foot rim.
Oh, shit.
And I was in grade 10, and I dunked on somebody, and I thought it
Oh.
was fucking God.
That's pretty
Yo,
good
of
feeling.
course.
Dude, I put it on him, and I just stopped. I was like, yeah.
Did you pose after? or
Fuck it.
Yeah,
You
had
have
to.
such a big mouth, man. Yeah, I posed so hard.
Wow, that must have felt good.
But you probably had a pretty big one.
My greatest feat, I think I've done a lot of shit, but my greatest one is I jumped over a car.
Damn.
Yeah.
Hold on. Back to front to back, or side to side?
I was playing basketball, and the basketball went off the court underneath a car, and I believe it was like a Honda Accord or something like that. And the ball went around, and instead of going around it, I just jumped over the car.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, like
God.
over the fucking. And
So you were like super athlete level.
I was super athlete level. Yeah, I was like,
crazy.
but I'm not anymore. Okay, so I go back. I'm
still an athlete.
I'm post braggadocious.
Give yourself a little credit.
Yeah, but yeah, I was conditioned to be a professional athlete if I wasn't so addicted to crime. Right?
Ooh, that's a tough one.
Right?
yo.
If I
That's
wasn't
what
so
happens.
fucking addicted to the lifestyle and slanging and rapping and
would've
putting
done
on rap
something else.
concerts and giving, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
he was
being
he was boxing and shit. He was on his
boxing
way.
and shit. You know what I mean? That was my life, man. I was going to be that guy, right? And then
Yeah.
it just, the life.
Dude, Jay-Z has a
Life.
line, man. The allure of breaking the law is so much for me to want to ever ignore. It's just what it is, man.
Yeah.
But once you taste that street life,
And you got to choose the gun or the mic, yo.
Yeah.
That's what like my boy Richter told me from I'm doing drops, man.
drop them. Drop
Richter
the
from
names.
Richter from MOD from Chicheway, Shertui and Jane Street. If you guys know Infrared from back in the day in Toronto, like Chicheway and MOD were like originals. You guys know Juggernaut, Frankie Payne?
I've heard Juggernaut, yeah.
Yeah, so Juggernaut, now known as Frankie Payne. He was like a god when it came to like having ciphers in Chicheway. Like I grew up having ciphers by Emmett, and we go to Chicheway every Friday. But like that's what he told me. He's like, yo, Miz, come here, man. I'm like, yo, what? He's like, yo, these guys, man, they're fucking lost, bro. You gotta choose the mic or the fucking gun. You can't choose both.
Deep shit right there.
You know?
It's true.
big up Richter.
Why'd you choose the mic?
Because yo, I wasn't built for this shit, man.
Yeah.
I wasn't built for this. That's not how I was raised. It wasn't me. I was just in the community. So
real, man.
maybe I got picked on. Maybe I wanted to have some type of different empowerment without knowing what that empowerment was that I wanted. And like I thought I was gangster, but I really wasn't, because I know gangsters and I'm
Yeah.
not gangster. Like
Yeah.
you know, but it's just what I thought.
That
So-
that feeling, because I've been in the same boat on this coast, and that feeling of kind of being able to dabble in the street life and not actually get your hands dirty.
Yeah.
Something about that, you get that, you go to the clubs and it's fucking VIP
Yeah.
and no one even says
Yeah.
a word and all the drinks are paid for and all that shit.
Yeah.
Those little details that you get when you're in that street life is fucks with your ego, man.
I got my hands dirty though. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Like I got my hands extremely dirty.
It's hard
like,
not
where
to.
I had like people wanting to murder me. Like I used to come off the bus and I'd look out the bus. People are literally on their bikes waiting for me. I'd come off the bus, they'd be circling the building waiting for me to like kill me. Like, yo, I've been shot at twice. You know, I've been almost stabbed with a knife at my throat. Looked at the man's like, yo, do it. In my heart, I'm like, don't do it. But that's what I felt like I had to do.
Yeah.
And like people were watching. Funny thing is, 2 minutes before the guy came to do it to me at the basement of K.O. Lawrence, everyone's like, yo, blah, blah, blah is going to come for you, but don't worry, we got your back. And then one of them called him. He came, no one had my back.
Yeah.
And when it was done, and I'm like, he didn't do it, I left. But like, those are them, like, I got my hands dirty to the point where like, I think I carried a lot of bad karma after that, you know? And it's like, a lot of that shit doesn't end. Like, I probably still have people that like don't like me forever.
That's
like
guaranteed.
Yeah, like I robbed a lot of people I shouldn't have robbed. I did a lot of things that like if I could turn back time, I definitely wouldn't have done that. You know? But like I remember moments going in back to the neighborhood, people like Nutso, big up Nutso, people like Face.
What neighborhood you grew up in?
West End, so like Kill and Egginson, Jane and Emmett. Like I was one of the four co-founders of Alcatraz, which is like a gang, a Crip gang, by Jane and Emmett. You know, and I'm one of the first.
What's their Instagram?
So they're all doing their thing right. They're still doing their thing with different names. These guys, you know.
Yeah.
And like years later, I started doing workshops. Oh, I'm gonna break the story down actually. Yo,
break it down.
I'm gonna break down the Emmett Ave part. I want to remember that as the ending of this. But I remember like when the first time I noticed I was a Nutso and them were at my building, and I just started doing Stolen from Africa. It was like a movement we started about empowerment. And then, I went in. Even when I was young, I was always like dropping knowledge. I felt like I was Papoose or something before I knew Papoose. You know?
So you were a reader, learner. And,
I was always learning shit and reading shit and trying to tell people like, yo, man, we're enslaved right now. But let's go rob that guy.
Yeah.
You know? It's like in front of me, I had people get their fucking bellies brought out of their stomach. I had people like having to hold their heads together, screaming on top of a car because their heads got macheted from shit that happened, you know? But it was like, so I've been very blessed, I'm lucky, you know?
Alive.
Yeah, you know? And it was like, but I've always been a nerd still. Like, I've been a nerd. And that's why I'm very lucky to be alive, because that's not me. So, like, the people that are alive, and that was them, they're luckier than me. You know? I'm lucky that wasn't me. You know what I mean? And it was like, I'm lucky I had good people like Nuts on them. So one day I came by the building, and I'm like, yo, here's some free T-shirts, man. This is what I've been doing. I know I haven't been in the building for a year, but this is what I've been doing. I went to university. Bro, this is what I'm building. Let's smoke a joint. Man's literally passed me the blunt and said, yo, they used to call me Sour back then. It's like, yo, Sour, take that and bounce, dog. Leave before cops come here. You don't want to be involved in this shit. You know, make your music, we support you. So I had good friends. Huge. You know? So, like, I left, big up Nutso. Like, last time I went to Toronto, I watched him, you know, rest in peace, Repo, one of my good brothers who passed away that was there. Again, got shot by, like, stupid bullshit, you know? That was one of the reasons I moved to Vancouver after my brother Nutso got shot. But, so years later, we're doing workshops now in high schools. I'm sorry, I'm telling my story. Yeah, listen to my story, man.
Yeah, that's what we hear, dude.
But, like, we're going across the city, and we're doing workshops and assemblies in schools where it's real. We're like to the point where we're going in these schools and we're like, all right, yo, raise your hands if you don't want your teachers here because we're going to make them leave. And most of the times people raise their hands. We're like, yo, you guys got to go. If you want us to be productive, you got to go. Yeah. So they would leave. You know? We'd be at Jane and Finch. We'd have principals talk to us later like, yo, we thought someone was getting shot somewhere or there was a fight down the street because lunchtime was so quiet. You know? And it was a blessing, man. And it was like, so when we did that shit, we did a show at Humber, which is at the bottom of Emmett Ave. Emmett Ave is a place where 55 Emmett is where we used to chill. Cops would come harass us, beat us up. Like crazy shit would happen. We're leaving Emmett Ave, and I'm walking up, and I see 55 Emmett. It's maybe 2 buildings before we get to Jane Street, where we're semi-safe. We're walking up, and this one dude walks by me, doesn't make eye contact with me, a young kid. And he's like, yo, like he said it with some more racial slurs and shit. But even growing up, when people call me shit, I never called them that name back, you know? So he's like, yo, these mans up there, they want to shoot you, dog. I was like, oh, fuck.
Damn.
So I'm walking up, and I'm like, I don't make eye contact back with him. I know if I do, I'm risking him. So I'm walking, and I look by the building where I grew up, and it was like I had the quickest flashback where I saw all my not friends, man. I saw all the motherfuckers that didn't really want me to be a good person in life.
Yeah.
And like, to be honest, on Emmett Ave, to be honest, everyone I grew up with, like, those cats know I spoke to them personally. None of them had anything good in their heart for me, you know? And it was like, so I walked by and I could see my life back there. And there's like, but now it's not like 12 of them. There's like 50 of them. Jeez. Yo, we started this shit. Yeah. So the shit we started was about to kill me. Yeah. I'm walking up the street. I pass the building. I'm like, oh, fuck, I'm going to get shot in my back. Yo, I see two dudes in the front. And one of them, I won't mention his name, but he's like a real gangster from Martha Ethan Way, you know, by Black Creek. So I walk by. I look at him. I'm like, oh, God. It's him. Shit. Like, he's a gunman. He's going to shoot me. Uh-oh. First thing he does, he's like, yo, Sour, yo, what up? And he's laughing at me. He's like, he has the block laugh, yo. You know those guys when they laugh at you? Yo, they're going to kill you. Sinister motherfuckers. Yeah, he's like, like laughing all like a little gremlin, you know what I mean? And I'm just like, I look at him, and I'm like, all I can do is this. I can just speak the word of God, yo. And I'm like, yo, people that put you up to this are eventually going to tell you they shouldn't have done that. So I'm going to tell you something. And I named off a few people that I know still had my back. And KDB is one of them. I could say his name. KDB is one of those people. And I was like, yo, you know KDB, you know, da-da-da. And his eyes move, you know? And I'm like, yo, after you do something to me, ask them if it was the right thing. Yeah. You know? So I'm like, I'm going to walk now, and you're going to do nothing to me, bro. So I just kept walking. Yo, I'm walking every step I take. I'm like, not running. Because if I run, psychological to make him shoot me. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, I'm going to walk. So I walk as soon as I turn on Jane, yo, I ran so fast. Like, I ran this way, ran that way. I zigzagged around so mans can't find me and shit. And like, that guy went to jail for murder.
So the street code saved you in the moment.
It did. Street code saved me at that moment. And it normally doesn't save
anybody.
Nah,
you
bro.
just end up like Ricky and Boys in the Hood, man.
You gotta know what's right and wrong. Like, you gotta, like, yo, most of these people on the block right now, like in Toronto, it's like, my new album is about a lot. I'll talk to you guys about that too. But it's like, there's a lot of like sacrifice killings in Toronto. Same neighborhoods I grew up in, where we had rules. It was like, yo, the elders would be like, come here, let me slap you up.
Hell yeah.
Moms just came into the apartment building, and you didn't hold the door for her.
Yeah. OG shit,
you know?
Man. Yeah.
Real shit. Like, hold on. You're drinking here, and security guard knows, but you didn't throw the bottles in the garbage? Yeah. Like, hold on. You're smoking in the park, in the lobby, but now the kids came through from school, the young kids, and you didn't move your smoke away from them?
Yeah.
Like, those are the rules we grew up with.
OG
so
shit.
These kids don't have the rules, but it's not their fault, because most of us ran away, or we're dead or in jail.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So it's like, that's why these kids out there are like, they're dealing with sacrifice killings. They're like, they're going to the block, shooting up the old man smoking a cigarette on the block, because that's their op block. Yeah. You know? But the op is really the cops.
No heart.
You know what I mean?
No heart.
No heart, no loyalty, no honor. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? And
yeah, you've been seeing it in Vancouver since the early 90s. You know, a lot of these, even right now, like just last week, 14-year-old got shot, 22-year-old got shot. And my mom's always sending me these messages because a lot of these dudes are like extended family. Mom's like, oh, this person's kid just died, this person's kid just died. Yeah. And we saw it all happening in the early 90s, but back then, those killings were fucking brazen, man. The shit that, you know, the way that they would kill dudes in the streets, broad daylight, drive-by shootings on fucking Broadway and commercial. They didn't give a fuck.
Well, you guys had some crazy shit in
we had.
Yeah, because the drug trade was huge, but there was too much money.
But didn't they target the right people, though, at least?
For sure.
To that level? Yeah, not at least, but you live by the gun, you died by the gun.
Yeah, I mean, there weren't a lot of bystanders. I think there were a couple of bystanders and certain home invasions, you know, people that family members that shouldn't have been there and stuff like that. But for the most part, those kind of like really dramatic killings, they got who they wanted.
Well, they realized that the cops didn't respond so fast.
If it was who they got, who they wanted, eh?
Yeah, and they realized like there were ways that they knew. Like, remember when everyone had PGPs, those PGP phones?
Nah.
No, you don't remember.
Oh, you remember the mic phones?
You know, those you know, the Blackberries. Remember when everyone had those Blackberries?
Yeah.
Remember, like, people thought those were secure, and then they found out later that they weren't secure. You know what I mean? Like, they actually knew guys would talk about doing their crimes or whatever.
Yeah.
Right?
And they thought it was good.
They thought it was secure. It was a BlackBerry, right? Boom, boom. They would do it, right? That was during that little era of like, so cops knew when guys were going to get hit.
Yeah. Exactly. And they wanted them to get hit.
Just let it happen.
And that's the thing, yo, man. Honestly, bro, if people are going to choose that life.
Yeah, it's a tough life.
You choose that life, but like, And you're choosing that life when you like. It's a lot of people are choosing that life because they don't realize that they're systemically enslaved to choose that life. But at the same time, don't trample a pregnant woman at Eaton Center in the mall. Like, don't shoot a Creba. Don't shoot a kid at a barbecue who's just like holding a balloon in his hand. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you're gonna do something, go get the guy you're gonna get.
You know what's fucked up about this side, on the west side of things? These guys, these kids, like, you know, if you have to hustle out of necessity and that's your only option, that's one thing.
Yeah.
That's survival. That if I don't sell this bag, I'm not eating. You know, that's a different kind of survival mentality.
That's it.
But on the West Coast, that's not the case, man.
No.
A lot of these dudes have good families and parents that have money. Like I know some of these dudes that were parents were buying them Range Rovers when they graduate.
That's what I'm
and
saying.
they want to use this Range Rover to fucking slang.
Yeah.
Because they're trying to like fit in somewhere. Like they don't have their identity, no knowledge of self. It's like, yo, you want to be empowered. Honestly, you have some money. You have a startup.
You're already good.
Go empower yourself.
And like, you know, some of these dudes that went to school with, man, they were like straight A students. Like they could have been like real.
They could have been
funny. I had this
huge.
conversation with somebody else just the other day, but they
But
could have
they
been
chose
pillars of the community.
to be
But why is the rep so fucking important, man?
Yo, bro, I had dollar store milk in my fridge. So like, yo, I grew up in poverty, but yo, I grew up I was a first generation Indian. It's like, yo, systemically there's different shit. It's like Indian people weren't brought here by force in chains. You know what I mean? So there's a different empowerment that we can use because we have that blessing. It's not uncool because you have that blessing. It's actually really cool.
Yeah, hell yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like a lot of us just end up choosing that shit because, yo, we want to be cool.
Yeah.
It's like, yo, really, we want to be cool. I want to be like, yo, I want to be a man. Like, yo, that girl, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what it is. It's this alpha need to be alpha male kind of thing that you grow up with because of music videos. Music videos give you that imaging at a young age at what your opinion of a man is, right? 100%. So when you look at that shit too young, it's like anything influences you, right? But I'm wondering, like, if as a rapper, does someone have to have a level of life experience to go into deeper and harder rap? Like, you see so many guys that are gangster rappers.
Yeah.
Okay,
and are you telling me that all these guys who make it as gangster rappers have had that level of life experience?
No.
Fuck no, they're all posers.
They're posing,
Right? Like, that's
they're the Trump of hip hop. They're pandering to the lowest common denominator. Because the beats are banging. Let's get some dope beats and just say whatever the fuck we want. They're the lowest common denominator, man.
And they're taking our struggle.
Yeah, and it's annoying and it's fucking. Because the thing is, like, I think the idea of what is considered cool is
that's the problem. That's what I was getting to.
Because we go through these phases, like, you know, I remember, you know, in like when KRS first dropped, KRS was fucking cool. But whatever KRS was, everything he said was cool. He was the master. Everything was KRS. And then you slowly start to evolve and the ideas of what changes is cool. Then Puffy becomes cool, and now you wear shiny suits and shit, and now that's what's cool. And we kind of go through these waves and shit. And right now we gotta we have a good level of cool because we got Cole and Kendrick, and people think that's dope. They're both conscious, they're both smart, they both spit dope raps. And then there's this whole fucking batch of kids right in the middle of all this that just don't know what the fuck they want, don't know what the fuck they like.
They're just industry whores, right?
Just consumption whores. Just
but who's running it?
Well, they're independently running it.
Remember we were talking about earlier? It's like almost like, it's like India, like Indian artists from India or living in India have to like, it's like the whole thing of like what is cool in North America. So it's like the North American industry is helping us dictate our emotions and what the next generation is going to feel and think. Because you might as well. It's the best time to numb us down right now so certain people could run into the Capitol building while other people are shooting each other. You know, and it's the perfect timing. It's like, yo, basically, they've been playing this game on us for how long? It's like they'll always give us sprinkles. Here's a little bit of dead press, bigger than hip hop. We'll put it on BT now. You know why? We need that balance. Enough. It's done now. It's enough. Like, so now it's like that's what they're gonna keep giving us, man. It's like, yo, the whole keeping it real thing. It's like if we actually kept it real, and keeping it real as being a real important aspect of hip hop culture was, then go ahead and be rich. Talk about it. Keep it real. Because guess what? Rich people are cool. You don't have to pretend you made your money off of. No one gives a shit how you made your money. People just care you're in a mansion. Rap about being in a mansion.
So is it a phase then? What we're going through?
I hope so, because it's vomit. It's vomit-inducing, yo.
Like, is it a real phase? Because we've had some pretty crazy phases in hip hop.
Yeah, like
right?
the thing for me is like I've been around this a long fucking time. I've been listening for a long time. I've been performing for a long time.
Yeah.
And I've seen a lot. I've seen every kind of hip hop act that you can imagine, from dudes that are getting paid to be on stage and pull out their phone in their set and rap songs off their device.
Exactly.
And I've seen dudes that get paid to be on stage and their backtrack does all the work and they're just there. And then I've seen dudes get up on stage and not have a backtrack and drop all their fucking lyrics. And over again, I'm just thinking to myself, how the fuck? Like, there should be a certain standard expected of you if you're gonna get paid to perform. If I get paid to be at McDonald's, there's an expation of me that I'm not gonna spit in your fucking burger when I give you your shit.
That's right.
There's always an expectation of what what I should be getting from my money.
Yeah.
And I had the opportunity to see you perform a couple years ago, and it's crazy because my wife has come with me to every fucking show you can possibly imagine, and we kind of share the same sentiment on rappers. So every time I see somebody that I haven't seen before, I don't expect much. Because I'm used to not getting much. So we're sitting there, just talking, whatever. And he start rapping. I'm like, oh fuck, this guy's actually on fucking.
That's
beat.
why we got along right away too.
Yeah, I'm like, timing is dope. He's on beat. He's fucking saying some shit. Is it actually saying some shit?
Yeah.
Because there's a way you can rap, but you can sound like you're saying shit, and you just fill in the blanks with whatever you want. Because Eminem does that really well, right? But he's fucking actually talking shit. And then you spit that song, the coup, about Van City, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh fuck, this actually guy's real dope. So you obviously we're same generation. You've seen all the fucking trends and passageways. What was the choice? When did you make this choice to rap about shit that actually fucking mattered?
Fuck, man. Since I started rap.
So it's day one.
Yeah.
So the influences that you had beforehand just put you right there.
Yo, Wu-Tang made me rap. You know what I mean? And Wu-Tang just brought me. Wu-Tang made me rap. Yeah. So I thought, Wu-Tang was knowledge of self. Like they were 5%ers, knowledge of self. I grew up in Toronto with a lot of 5%ers. I didn't do my 120. You know what I mean? My lessons. But I grew up around 5%.
That's a commitment, yo.
You know what I mean?
That math is a commitment.
It is a commitment. Also, I was never good with having to follow a set of rules. So it's I never wanted to join a group of people that will tell me how to think eventually, or I'm going to be tested.
It's very regimented.
Being a 5%er is you're going to be.
What's a 5%er? What is that?
It's the nation of the gods and the earths.
Oh, okay.
So if you're a 5%er, most of when it comes to Tribe Called Quest, when it comes to Busta Rhymes, when it comes to Wu-Tang, most of the rappers from the 90s, when they're saying all their slang, calling each other gods.
Yeah.
Yo, what up, God? That's just being a 5%er because
Gotcha.
arm, lega, arm, head, that you are. Allah stands for arm, lega, arm, head for the people that don't know, And it's so that's what 5% is, and 5% knowledge lets you know how you are God, you are divine, and the black man is God, and it's the original man, and that's what they teach you, And it's that's why, growing up with 5%ers, I think that's how my music came to that level, man. This is natural, man. New York culture in Toronto was heavy, B-boys. And rock steady, I grew up with people that are family from that, because I'm in Toronto.
Lineage.
You know what I mean? Because when Rocksteady came through and they had their first tour, the only Canadian city they stopped in was Toronto.
Of course,
because that's the only city in Canada that resonated with that shit. Sure. But that's why I think I would definitely give it to 5%er knowledge rappers, and I didn't even know what 5%ers were at that time, but their knowledge of self, they made it cool to still be in poverty and grew up where I grew up.
Right.
They made it cool to be smart and intelligent.
Because
I always felt like I was intelligent.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think that's where it comes from, and also it comes from that mixed with Hindu culture where I grew up. I grew up in a Hindu family, and the actually being an image and reflection of God was a big thing, So I think these are the different things. But Hinduism was never also pushed on me. When I grew up and I found my own different things, I became Muslim for a minute. I reverted to Islam and I did all these things for a minute, you know, but like, I think that's where my hip hop culture actually came from. You know, Hinduism and 5%ers mixed in one.
And you also have some of the dopest aliases out of any rapper. King Diamond Tut.
Yeah.
Unknownmizery. Babylon War Child.
Babylon War Child's my group.
Shit.
So it's my group of MCs. Big up Legitimate. Fresco P was a part of it.
Dope fucking name. You know, Babylon War Child.
KDB. Yo, respect, man.
That's dope.
Well, that's what we stood for. Exactly what that name sounds like it's about. That's what it was. But as soon as we found out that like not every member of the group felt that way, the core members who held that belief, we left.
Dude, it's got to be a commitment, man.
Because it's like a real important name.
Yeah.
You know, and it was like people like looked up to Babylon War Child. Like we had a cult following in the underground, straight up, and we had a cult following to the point where it was like heads would look for a new Babylon War Child music during times of trouble. It's like, yo, something's happening. Where's a new Babylon War Child song?
Must be so cool to be immersed in a rap culture, like into a culture, right? Like
Yeah.
I'm not into culture and cults and stuff like that. I stay away from big groups of people, right? But it must be really cool to be like immersed in something that has life and that grows and that
because
moves,
hip hop is
right?
a culture. And it's, you said I heard Babylon War Child, and this picture on the wall right here, me and my man right here that passed away. We had a song called Babylon, and I never really heard anyone outside of Bob Marley, and you know, some sprinkles here and there, people dropping the term Babylon. So when I heard it, I'm like, oh, fuck, man, we want some shit right now. So King Diamond Tut is one of the aliases.
King Diamond Tut was a name that I brought up. So after Babylon War Child, I was Unknownmizery.
Okay.
So my entire career I was Unknownmizery. I did shit with DJ Serious, big up Dave Yan, if you guys know his shit. I was on a single called Trap Doors, and I was like a kid. And when that single Trap Doors got released on, it was released through Groove Attack, how am I forgetting? New York, Beat Street? No, that's Beat Street Records here. Whatever.
So it got some play.
It got some good play.
Yeah.
And it was like, it was all over the world. But I was like on the street, like I was like on my bicycle, like literally selling marijuana to people. Like I didn't even know. I was at my boy's house and it's like, oh, they're performing it. But it's like, Unknownmizery was my name that like, I would say that I sold my oats with.
Shit.
You know what I mean? And after Unknownmizery for years, I didn't want that energy to, when I was part of Babylon War Child, I was still Unknownmizery of Babylon War Child. But I didn't want that to, I started like looking at energy a lot and names. And it's like, even people who love me would look at me and call me Mizery. So they throw misery at me.
Right.
So it's like, I didn't want that anymore. And I noticed that, my life was very miserable.
Shit.
Like misery was following me.
Yeah.
You know, like everywhere I go, the bridge just collapses.
Damn.
It's like, so it's like, all right. So when I moved here, I moved to Vancouver after my boy Repo died, and I decided to not make music anymore. I'm like, that's it. I'm going to make one album when I move here. It's going to be called Become Love, and that's going to be my energy. It's Deconstructionist from Poland produced that whole thing. And I did that album, and then I'm done. And then a few years later, it's hard to like not make music.
Especially when you're good at it.
And you love it. It's part of your thing,
Sure.
It's natural.
Yeah.
So I'm like, King Diamond Tut. Like, that's what I'm going to be. Like, I wanted to have another superhero name. Unknownmizery to me was a superhero name. I had a first and last name. I wanted a superhero name. So I'm like, I'm going to be King Diamond Tut, a superhero. But it's going to be positive. And then I had these visions, man, like Pac, moving to the West Coast at that time. I won't even lie. I was like, I'm going to make it out here, man. Like, And then I met a bunch of pretentious motherfuckers, man.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Where, Vancouver?
And it's like, if I'm going to be honest about the scene myself, not to bring any negative vibes into the space, but I will say that, like, fuck it. It made me be like, if I was born and raised in Vancouver, man, like the way I am in my spirit, like I feel for other artists who feel the same as me, because it must be extra hard.
Yeah.
It's extra hard here.
You know what I mean?
There's so many talented artists in this city, and there's no unity.
There's no unity.
And it's a very white
It's
scene.
West Coast attitude.
Yeah. If you see that side, I've been fortunate enough to not have to worry about seeing that side too much, because a lot of the people that I fuck with, they're all POCs, man. All brown folk of some kind of brown folk, right?
Yeah.
But so many talented motherfuckers, man. I've seen so many dope artists.
What happens to them, right?
There's
so much coolness. I feel like people I feel like here there's like a big cool of like, either like, yo, you're not part of my circle.
Yeah, it's clicky.
Or like, oh, you're part of my circle and you're excited what you're trying to take over. It's like, no, I'm not trying to take over. I just want to build.
Is there like,
I want to give
there
you
rap
everything
gangs
I have
here?
on my plate.
Yeah, there is.
Is there rap
there's
gangs?
so many rap gangs here and they all hate me.
Oh my God! With your one man gang, right? You just
know what
roll
I mean?
in
Well,
there.
see, this is the way I see it, man. Like, I deal with people how they deal with me, right?
Yeah.
You fuck with me, I fuck with you. The respect is mutual. I don't give a fuck who you're cool with.
You've been
You're cool
solid
with
from
me?
day one, though, bro.
Yeah, because I mean, I'm not here to fuck around. I'm not fake.
But you're an MC's MC.
Yeah.
No, the difference. I'm not just bigging you up like this because you're here. You're an
yeah,
MC's
appreciate
MC.
it.
You're an
Yeah.
MC.
Yeah, man.
Right?
That's how I was raised, man. With Queasy.
But there's a lot of people here, to be honest, that are like, yo, there's a lot of dope MCs. But a lot of the dope MCs are trying to fit into cliques that they shouldn't fit into.
Yeah.
Leave that clique you're part of. Because that clique is ruining your energy. Show me your friends, I'll tell you who you are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like there's a lot of dope MCs, but they need somewhere to fit in, so they're picking the wrong circles.
Yeah.
Every whack circle in this city that I've met has a dope MC in it, and that's
For
the only
real.
reason I was attracted to the circle.
For real, man.
And I had to leave.
So what's the problem with Vancouver's rap scene?
This is what it is,
Why isn't
man.
anybody breaking out of Vancouver?
Because people love vintage clothing that's brand new. That's why. Everyone wants to be like, I'm so real, man. I do
Bars.
yoga, and I'm going to wear this like brand new vintage cloth. But it has to be brand new and cost $40,000.
So it's
like
image,
it's
right?
image, man. It's like, yo, everyone wants to fit in somewhere, and people here are trying to be Toronto.
Oh, they're trying to
I swear to you, and I'm not being disrespectful.
you're right.
It's what I see from far away. I know it's very easy for viewers to look at me and be like, yo, he's probably sounding like a bitter artist. And I may be, and I don't give a fuck if that's what you think about me.
Yeah.
Because I'm
That's
doing
okay, that's
well.
not a
I'm
bad
happy.
title.
Yeah.
I'll own it because I'm happy with my life.
Yes, that's
like
important.
I'm really happy with what I do. You know what I mean? Like egotistically, like I could drop my ego on here and I don't need to.
No, you don't need to.
You know what I mean?
For sure.
But it's like when it comes to like the shit I'm trying to find improvement in, is what I'm gonna say is there's a lot of good MCs in this city. There's a lot of dope MCs. So much fucking talent. Dope producers, dope flows, dope topics. But man, they're just in the wrong ass fucking circle. And it's because I think a lot of people are here are trying to be in Toronto, like, oh, the Six made it. So it's like, yo, now there's like the 604 buzz. It's like, yo, stop this shit. Stop this shit. Like, we don't need to glorify the violence that's happening in this city as something that's cool. It's not cool. The reason I respected the violence in this city more than the violence in Toronto is because they got the targets they wanted and people weren't fucking spraying with fucking cross eyes.
Yeah.
And now they're trying to spray with cross eyes like that's a cool thing. It's like, yo, be yourself. You're in a beautiful city. We have a lot of culture in Vancouver. When I moved to this place, I saw the beauty in it, and I see the empowerment in it. And that's why I left the hip-hop scene, because I'm going to lose the empowerment that I see in the city. You know what I mean? I'll do shit with you. I'll roll with dope people, but I'm a Toronto artist.
Yeah.
I'm no longer a Vancouver artist. I was ready to be one, but I'm not.
And we got some major
mean?
structural issues as well that prevent artists from shining. Like, the promoters don't really put in the work that it takes to make shows what they're supposed to be.
Yeah.
And like really put the time and effort in. They rely on the artists to not only
sell tickets.
perform but to sell tickets and
Sell your own
promote it.
tickets. You're the promoter.
Well, that's your job, right?
Yeah.
As a
You
promoter.
promote and I rap.
Every other city that I know artists in, when we talk about the situation and they hear about what you gotta sell tickets and then give the money to the promoter after what? That's
Exactly.
what you guys are doing here. That's not
Well, it's
how
'cause
shows
they know
work.
that the people don't appreciate.
Well, the thing is, artists want to perform.
They just are
Artists want to
hungry.
perform. They just want to perform.
It's like-
and if they can't sell the tickets, they'll just pay the 50, 60, 80,
Yo,
100
guerrilla
bucks.
music
to get on.
shows. You remember the guerrilla
Yeah,
music shows
yeah,
you did?
yeah.
Who brought you on? It was like, we didn't want anyone to sell tickets.
Yeah.
We wanted to be able to pay everyone something from the door, but no one is going to sell tickets
Yeah.
because it's guerrilla music is like founded by me and my wife actually. You
That's
know,
dope.
and it was like she founded it actually, and she founded it to keep me sober.
That's dope, man.
That's the story for guerrilla music. Guerrilla music was founded to get me off of cocaine and tramadols and oxys.
Damn.
You know, and it worked. You know what I mean? So it's like that's what we found it, and then now we want to move forward and make sure artists can come in and not. Yo, you come in as an artist. We might not be able to afford a lot of things, but we'll get you a beer. You know, you relax. You worry about nothing else, and whatever we make at the door, we're gonna give you some of it if we can.
It's just about that. It's about going into a show and not having to worry about come out of it out of pocket. And you know, that's a big problem for a lot of local artists because a lot of local artists are sustaining their artistry with a 9 to 5.
We're artists,
right?
Any artist.
And the thing is, like, for someone like me, I don't have to rap.
Yeah.
I don't have to do. I have a corporate job. I could forget all this art and just put all my 100% into being corporate 100%. And make good dough, man, and not worry about it. But not only do I choose it, but I choose to make music that I think matters and put it with a message because people need to fucking hear it. Exactly. It's important that artists make a point of making material, whether you sing, rap, act, dance, whatever the fuck it is. Do something that has some integrity.
Yeah.
So that
and
people,
do it for you.
And that's a big part of it. Yeah. So that people that look like you and see you can have an appreciation for themselves.
Yeah.
You're like a vessel of success for people, right?
Facts.
Especially when you have a platform and you're able to kind of get your message out and say this kind of stuff. But back to what we were talking about earlier, the music. You put out a lot of music.
Yeah, lots. Yeah.
How do you have like a tally of albums? How many you put out?
I have like probably over 30, 40 albums, most likely. But then I have a bunch of like, those are solos. And then I have a bunch of collabo albums with people in Germany, Czech Republic, Colombia, like all over India.
So your pen game is like nonstop? Or do you just write when you have to make music?
When I feel like when I feel like I need to get something off my chest, I write a song. But when I write that song, I like to record it right away. Right. So the energy is in it. Right. So even if someone doesn't like my quality of recording, my quality of recording's gotten way better at my house, but I record it and I send it to them. Because I'm not re-recording that shit.
Right.
You know? Unless like some label's going to pay me lots of money.
Yeah.
You know? So it's like, fuck it. I'm not going to like put my spirit through that torture, you know?
Yeah,
like it came out naturally like that. So usually when I write music just because I feel to write music. But that's why this year, I'm focusing on writing the best songs of my life, yo.
Songs. That's a different thing.
100%. 100%.
Yeah.
Writing raps is easy.
Yeah.
Easy.
Write bars all day.
Easy.
But making it a song is the shit.
I don't have much songs.
Why is that so much harder?
Ooh, dude, rapping is
You're
hard.
making a movie.
Rapping is hard.
Yeah. So you're making the bars. That's the easy part.
I mean,
you just
what
rhyme,
your
keep
expectations are of
rhyming.
yourself, right?
Yeah.
Like rapping itself.
That's
is
another
hard.
thing.
Yeah. Dude, I could rap bullshit and make 80 songs a day. It's garbage.
Yeah.
But with your expectations of what you want to hear and what you want to deliver, and then make that a fucking song, dude, that's some work, man.
But isn't it hard to like write a song without hearing the beat? So you got to maybe have the beat first.
I write to the beat.
I think it's different for everybody.
I write to the beat.
Right? You write to the beat.
I hate when a producer gives me a beat and then they want to take that one away, give me a new one. Because then I'm going to write new shit.
Oh, gotcha.
Like, I need to write to that beat. I wrote to that one instrument that's like playing every 4 bars. It's part of it.
Yeah.
You know? So that's me though, but everyone's different.
No, everyone's different. No, I do a lot of free writing. I like to practice the bars, like and just like fuck around with different patterns and stuff. And when I'm doing that, sometimes hooks show up. Like, oh, okay.
So is the song like the hook? Like you mean the hook, the bridge or whatever?
Yeah, I think
you know the verses.
I mean, I grew up on a lot of R&B, a lot of old school
composition.
R&B. You know, Al Green, MJ. My pops used to, not used to. My dad drives truck for a living, and for some reason, extra stuff would always end up in his truck at the end of the day.
Yeah.
A little extra couple things here and there. And one of those things used to be vinyls.
Oh,
why?
Shit.
Great for me.
Yeah.
So shit like Duran would show up at the house, Depeche Mode, all these
things
I would never want to actively look at myself.
Word, yeah.
And then, you know, MJ, Stevie, some Lionel Richie, be like, oh, fuck. So that was kind of like the base of the music creation. I was a singer before I ever wrote a rap.
For real?
Yeah. R&B.
MJ was one of my first records I ever heard in my life.
Thriller?
Yo, it was MJ's Thriller. My uncle actually found it at, did he find it? Now that I'm older, my uncle found.
Back of a truck.
He found the Thriller record and Run DMC's Raising Hell record.
Shit, combination.
Wow, that's good.
Yeah.
So,
Yo, like this is terrible, man. But I broke my seal. I have to piss.
Oh yeah, you can totally piss.
Can I piss during the show?
Yeah, of course. Edit that shit.
No, don't even edit it.
No, we won't edit it.
I'm
We'll
about
just
to piss.
we'll catch up. You know the way to go.
yeah, it's all good, man. It's all good. Just watch the cables. We don't want no injuries.
That's okay. It's fake. It's fake.
So, like, you know, the R&B was kind of like the bedrock.
Okay, so what's better, an R&B hook or a rap hook?
Ah, shit. I think if you got a great rap hook, it can't fuck with a Nate Dogg, you know, ayo, Ayo, ayo. You can't. A great R&B hook and a hip hop song is magic. It's magic.
It's good.
So, but yeah, it's different. You know, like I've worked with a lot of artists over time, and some of these guys can't write unless they hear a beat. There has to be something in the background.
Yeah, it would be tough to compose a song if you don't know every aspect of the beat and where it's going. Because then if you present this, make my beat around my lyrics, that's a little tougher.
Yeah, and then the thing, like, then for me, it's like the conceptualization is big for me, right?
Yeah.
So when I put the pen to paper, the biggest thing for me is I think of large concepts. Irregularly large concepts that don't really match hip hop.
Yeah.
I think about philosophy and I go into these wormholes of thought, like how can I take this train of thought and make rhymes about it?
Yeah.
So I literally read about philosophy and like, you know, where your spirit goes, all these fucking patterns of thought that, you know, you don't really create in hip hop. And sometimes while doing those writings, you catch a certain pattern of bars and you have a song. It just comes like a fucking jigsaw puzzle, just all the pieces fit.
Yeah.
And then the thing is for me, like, the biggest thing for the beat is just matching the tempo of the bars. Mm-hmm. The producer can fill in all the other stuff however he wants. Mm-hmm. It's just a matter of filling in the bars, right? Like, I've been fortunate, work with DJ 151, and he's just got a stable of beats that he'll play.
Yeah.
And I'll just kind of play with the hook over and over again, and one of them just fits, like, oh, fuck.
I was a hook machine back in the day.
Like singing hooks?
Well, like coming up with hooks.
Like R&B hooks? Or?
Yeah, like any kind of hook, like rap hook,
Still?
R&B hook. Oh, fuck yeah, I could still do it. The brain, you know what I mean? It's there. It's that section, right?
Yeah.
I'm a writer now, so that's just, it's all there.
Why don't you fuck with it more? You don't love it as much?
Well, because you got to choose in life what the fuck you're going to do to a certain degree. To just sprinkle some music in your life. Like my friend Gino, he's a really talented musician. Mm-hmm. He's like, hey, let's record this song together, and you know, you can come over and do this, compose the song, and I'll do it for you. So it sounds really good. It's an Adele song that I sing, right?
Which one?
I sing "When We Were Young."
Oh shit!
Yeah,
That's big.
Yeah, it's a good song. I'd bust it for you, but it's not the appropriate time. But he's like, yeah, come over and sing it. I'll master it, and you'll have a fucking amazing song, right? And I'm like, yeah, but that's a lot of. You mean that's a lot of time? I'm investing time into doing this, and it's like I'm not a musician. It's a lot of output.
Yeah, and like, I don't think people understand when they hear a finished song what it takes to record it. The process of recording and retaking and recording and retaking,
like
and people think, oh, it's not a fucking hard job. It's easy.
Yeah, no, it's
man.
tough.
If you do retail for 8 hours, you talk all day. That's pretty difficult because you got to kind of stay sharp all day. But when you got to take 6-7 hours and put all your energy into recording,
it's a lot.
That's a fucking
so it sounds the same every time.
Yeah, and you leave with no voice regularly.
It's rough.
You know, recoup. But when you love fucking music, man, it doesn't matter. Whatever it takes.
True.
I can, you know, it's very rare that artists that I know have made more money making music than the money they've put into making the music.
Yeah, that's a tough one there
it's
too.
It's a losing battle a lot.
Well, it's a hobby up to a certain point. You know what I mean? And that's the thing. Like anything, it becomes not a hobby, but like it's an activity. You know what I mean? To a certain point, you gather with your friends, you know, up on stage. Other people come around. Like it's an activity thing, right? When you start getting paid, when you can start calling yourself a professional.
I think when you can.
Is that what it is?
When you can leave your day job.
When you can say, okay, that's it. I'm going now full time.
I'm all in.
Rapper, right?
Even if you go like halfway.
That's pretty close.
Halfway.
Like getting paid to show up and rap and spit your original lyrics, right? Like that's you're a professional.
Yeah.
So this is impossible to ask, and I always like to ask because I like to know what artists think.
What's that?
Out of all the albums you've had in your lifetime, could you pick a favorite verse?
I can.
You can.
What'd you ask me for?
I was gonna ask you for some trees.
Oh yeah, these. Yeah, fuck yeah.
Hey.
Here, I got one rolled for you. I'll give it to you.
Yeah, I could. You want me to spit it for you?
Oh fuck yeah, man! Let's hear this shit.
What's crazy is it's like, it's the newest one.
Oh shit!
It's one of my newest ones.
Damn.
Like, because it feels like out of everything that I've thank you, brother. It feels like out of everything I've done in my like life, I feel like a lot of us, man. A lot of different priorities have changed, you know?
Hell yeah.
And it's like this last year, the last 12 months is like my priorities like have heavily changed. Like, I remember looking at like in my closet, like looking at my hats in disgust.
Yeah, I've done
Like,
that.
why do I need this many hats?
Yeah.
Like I could have bought like zombie weapons. Like you know
I
what
got
I
about
mean?
56 hats.
Actual prep.
You know what I'm saying? 56.
Yeah, I got 56
See,
hats.
you counted it with regret.
Yeah, yeah. And they're all lined up, and I never wear fucking any of them. Well, I do. I wear them all. I do specific.
Just a quick side plug for the Chronic in the Room tonight.
Yeah.
Brought to you by Mr. Fung Fu, Danger Dave. Danger Dave is what we call him.
Okay.
The very, very clean green
Yeah.
that we get from Fung Fu. So
From Danger
big
Days.
shout out for Fung Fu, yeah.
Yo, Funk
And if you
Fu.
need the plug, I'm telling you, man, very few people got the greens that I got.
I'm about to say guys are gonna see me take like one draw, and maybe wait for a second.
All right. And then fall
If
asleep.
you want the plug,
Don't fall
jump in
asleep.
the comments and let us know. We'll get
Hey,
you
can
the
I
plug.
just sidebar us right out of this for a
Hell yeah,
second?
hell yeah.
How you
It's actually a great convo still.
how are you feeling about this NBA season that we've had so far? You've watched some games?
Every game. Are you kidding? I'm obsessed.
No.
Fucking obsessed. Dude, man.
I know. That's why I asked you.
Obsessed. Every game.
How you feeling so far about these
I
games?
think
You
it's
think
super exciting.
got a couple COVID situations
Couple
though?
of COVID situations, a couple of surprises.
It's this. The COVID is like the. You know what it is like? It's like the venereal disease girl or guy at the club, right? And you could hook up with somebody tonight, but you could come home with more than just memories of a good time. You have the gift that lasts forever, right? The COVID is that for the NBA. It's the venereal disease of the NBA. These guys going out. Kyrie,
What, dude, how are you not? You guys are multi-motherfucking millionaires.
I know.
I don't understand.
The world is their fucking oyster.
Do you know what the problem
And
is?
then a lot of these dudes are single and young, man.
Do you know
How
what the problem is?
don't
There's
enjoy your
no
money?
dynasties anymore. And this is the problem. It goes from one team winner to another team to another team. That means so many people are winning championships over the past 10 years that now they're like, fuck it, I got a championship.
Everyone's a champ. Yeah, everyone's a champ.
Yeah, and the thing is, like,
that's true.
I
Still.
think
Right?
there's some
I got
good
a
and
championship.
bad.
I don't need to worry
I personally,
anymore.
I like the
Back then, you had dynasties. It's true.
Yeah, but also
It was-
back
everyone
then,
was
the players
hungry.
had no control of their future. Their control of their futures.
Yeah.
It was dictated by the owners, right?
Yeah.
To me, I love the fact that the players own their own destinies. I love that a player can say, "Hey, man, I gave you 2 years. You got a chip out of me. I'm gone." And then
Yeah.
go and double this paycheck. I fucking love that.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
empowerment that the NBA gives their players is unlike any other league.
I'm happy they do that for them.
Yeah,
Sure.
no other league is as outspoken.
They make so much money.
No other league has as many individual celebrities
Yeah.
because
True.
everybody in the NBA is a celebrity.
When you're a
You don't
superstar,
find this in
you're a
any other sport.
Yeah.
You know, outside of maybe boxing, there's a lot of individual celebrities.
Yeah,
but
maybe.
in
Yeah,
the
that's a
NBA,
good call.
Yeah, because there's no teams. So
Yeah.
it makes
That's a
sense.
good call.
You're your brand.
But
like,
in NBA, man,
Yeah.
everyone's a star. Like
it's
Yeah.
true.
outside of Kyrie Irving being missing, I'm loving it, man.
Yeah,
Game is
what's up
good.
with Kyrie? Like, is he just? I think he's a typical guy. I got a championship.
Did you hear what he said though?
No,
He
what'd
said
he
he's
say?
protesting the game because of the Capitol building, the storming of the Capitol building.
That's what
He
he
said he's
said?
been deeply affected by it.
As the bong
Okay, so
toe
here's the
comes.
thing, okay? Like, I don't know if you saw Kyrie. He's a very different kind of individual.
It's a different cat.
He lights sage before the game
Yeah,
and
yeah.
walks around the arena with sage.
Yeah.
He's very different.
Yeah.
But like a mainstream NBA player, they don't really do this kind of stuff. Right?
Yeah.
And like
So-
he's not really getting anything out of it unless that's his marketing.
Yeah,
Unless that's his brand, right?
He's
Yeah,
kind of like
that's his brand.
he's kind of like a conscientious objector.
Well, I don't know what kind of brand he's trying to.
But the problem is, man, I think where he fucked up is he didn't come out and say anything. He just left. And then his camp said this is why he left.
Okay.
So if you don't really tell the public what's going on, you just vanish. And you just came to build this super team with KD, and you got all these big things coming. And everyone
Then
thinks
you
that these
ghost
guys
your
are the
team.
the next champs and stuff. It's a big deal, Kyrie and KD
Yeah.
together. And you just vanish.
I agree with you, man.
Don't tell nobody.
Honestly, bro, like I could have a moment, and I still feel guilty for not phoning my boy,
Right.
And being like, why I gotta vanish.
Yeah.
You're getting, and I'm not getting paid $1
Yeah.
to do that. You're getting paid a lot, and you're getting paid a lot because of the people that are worried about you vanishing.
Hell yeah.
So like, I think there is a responsibility at that moment.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
A quick, even like tweet. You don't even have to say nothing personally.
Yeah, yeah.
A quick tweet from your personal page.
Yeah, and then they see him at this party, they see him at this party with no mask and shit. And it could be his family. We don't really know any of that stuff, but Dude, man, you chose to go to Brooklyn. You chose to build this team with KD. And you fucking, I mean, maybe KD knows and just
maybe
just
KD's like, don't worry, man. I'll score 42 points a night. And fucking while you're
as a
gone,
friend, there maybe they're like, yo, they're like, all right, yo, I get you, Dor. You're like on some weird shit. Like, yo, that's
we got a coach, Steve Nash, who no one who he doesn't even respect. So
and the thing is, like with LeBron, I remember what this.
But they're getting paid.
Oh, yeah, they're getting paid.
That's the difference, man.
That's the difference. They don't care. They got a championship.
They said that if he doesn't show going forward, $430,000 per game fine. That's gonna add up.
Wow.
He's got money, but dude, that shit's gonna add up.
Like man, we all have responsibilities, man. And it's like, like someone who makes that type of salary, or someone who makes a lower salary, like it's all equality, man. So it's like
there's other ways he can handle it. Other ways he can handle it.
You gotta show up to work. You gotta call the union.
Yeah.
You got to do something. You're unionized, right?
They are.
So, like, make a call.
Yeah.
Like, figure this out. But you can't just bounce like you're not God. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For sure.
And even God can't bounce, I think.
Well, you know what he could do if he was getting fined all that money per game is he could start a GoFundMe page and get America to pay for it. I wanted to bring this up to you. There was a thing in the news the other day about a family who lost everything. Right, it was two things. It was a white family who lost everything
Because of what?
Fire.
Okay.
Right, two families who lost fire. I'm trying to remember the story properly, but they were talking about, and I just noticed it because my girl is all over the GoFundMe shit and the pity parties that happen on there. Like someone loses their dog and they're like, oh, we're gonna get a dog. We're trying to raise $1,000, and they end up raising like $10,000.
Exactly.
And I'm thinking, how shameful is this GoFundMe? Yeah. This GoFundMe hustle is. All you have to do is be a great writer with a fucking unfortunate situation that happens in your life. Right? Like you're passing kidney stones the size of golf balls. You know, I've split my uterus.
Kidney stones. I want some money.
Yeah, right?
They're kind of perverting charity.
Have you noticed
you're
this,
right.
though?
You have to definitely
This is the new thing.
You gotta have no shame though to make that money. Yeah. You have to have zero conscience.
Like zero conscience, right?
Yeah. Like, I can't do that, bro.
That's the most shameful shit that's happening out there online.
There's
right
a couple
now,
of
in my
situations where they
opinion.
took the money back.
Yeah.
So they had the option to do that, which is just even more weird. Like,
sorry, I have to bring something up. There was a time, it was Kickstarter. I tried to sell on purpose. Because I think, that's when they were like, there's that like toast or like something that looked like Jesus.
Oh, the toast.
Yeah,
with the Jesus image in it.
And people were paying so much money.
Yeah.
So I said, I was at a Kanye concert, and I got his breath in a jar.
Oh my God.
And I put it on like Kickstarter, man.
That's perfect.
I made like $40 still.
Really?
Yeah,
That's
about a half quarter.
That's wicked. Kanye's fucking spittle.
Kanye's like
That's awesome.
About a half quarter, I didn't even feel guilty, but I'm lying. But I did. Like, I did. That's the whole thing, man. I made $40, and I felt so guilty.
Oh, that's awesome.
You know?
Well, I mean, when you get money like that, you just gotta flip it right away. You can't keep that. That shit's not gonna feed you.
Well, there's that dude in Toronto. What's that dude's name? The barbecue guy. You guys heard about that out here?
Barbecue guy.
I know I'm in touch with both
Yeah,
cities.
no, it's
of
okay.
this.
It's okay. The
But it's
barbecue.
like, he's basically like in Toronto when they like, it's
Oh,
like,
he refused to close his doors or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
right.
crazy
bro,
fucking
first
guy.
of all, out here it's like, oh man, red zone.
Yeah.
Everyone could go to Walmart in every restaurant and like
And
wear a
order
mask
out.
while you're going to the bathroom, but
okay.
like sit at the table and talk as much as you want.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
And talk at the
Under
waitress.
a fan. Seriously, man.
Yeah.
So, but okay, whatever, fine. Toronto, it's like gray zone. That's crazy, unheard of. It sounds
What's
like that in
gray
the world.
zone?
Gray zone sounds like aliens are
Yeah,
here.
yeah. It's
right?
don't gray zone sounds
This
like
is the
sad.
gray zone.
It's like a sad part of town. This is
It's like
everyone's
way
gray.
worse than red.
Yeah.
Like gray zone is like, how did they get to
Nuclear.
gray? There's not even a color here.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
It's a shade.
you're past
Right?
colors. Like, Walmart's open.
Yeah.
Everything's open.
Is Walmart
Didn't this
open in
guy-
Toronto?
didn't
No,
this
it's
barbecue-
not.
Yeah,
Oh,
of
is it?
course.
But didn't
There's
this barbecue guy have like multiple health violations before?
Bro, this guy had health violations. The only guy arrested at this thing was a black guy.
Okay.
All right. The only guy protesting for him who got arrested was a black guy. And
Pick
then
someone's going to jail.
and like Toronto police are fucked up. Like,
of
Toronto
course.
police are very fucked up. Yeah. Like we had a cop named RoboCop.
Shout out RoboCop.
And if it gets out there, like this has nothing to do with the guys at the show. Personally, for me, big fuck you.
Fuck that guy, man.
Yeah.
Fuck RoboCop. Fuck, I never like cops. I don't even care if cops watching.
No pro.
Unsubscribe. If you're a cop and you subscribe,
unsubscribe. Damn it.
No pro pick programming.
I'm coming here every week. No, but for real, man. Like, yo, this guy made. Like, I think he tried to raise like $10,000 or something.
Yeah.
He made over $100,000.
Yeah.
And it's like Drake, the king of the city, can't even show up.
Wow.
I grew up at Western Road, by the way. I grew up on Western Road, by the way. And the only time I went to Drake's house was in the trunk of a hatchback.
Oh, shit.
With me probably smoking weed, I think.
In the trunk.
In the trunk.
That's
and
a hot
definitely
box.
chugging a 40.
That's a hot box.
Right? Like drinking a 40 like in the
Were you
trunk.
kidnapped or something? Or
No,
was it-
I just came there from
40
killing
you
Eglinton.
Oh, nice.
We're just going to a mansion party in Bridle Path.
Mansion parties.
All right?
It's great.
From Keele and Eglinton.
You gotta get in the trunk.
We got off. I was the shortest guy. So I'm always in the
Sacrifice.
trunk. I got used to it.
That's not a bad thing, though. The trunk is my preferred option of transportation.
Yo, and then back
I
then
don't
you
have to
couldn't
talk
get
to
out.
anyone.
Back then they didn't have the natural get out. maneuver, I think.
No
Someone
problem.
had to let you out.
No
But like I enjoyed coming out the trunk. But nowadays, like I got older, it's like the trunk, no thank you. But yo,
Now you got standards.
I remember. No, I just have
me a door,
claustrophobia
bitch.
and different mental health issues that I don't.
We shouldn't laugh at that. We should not be laughing at that.
No, but we gotta laugh because it's like whatever. What else are you gonna do? But deal with it. Like while we laugh at it. No, just a quick segue.
Yeah. Oh, for real.
houseofganesha.com. It's like different medicines that I actually used to heal myself. So everything we use here are things that I used to heal myself with first. And if I feel it works, I put it out there. I don't even have a certificate, but we have a doctor, a natural doctor from Toronto, Brother Cacao, who's on board with what we do. And he's helping us give advice on what we can tell people, share with people.
Right.
You know, as options. To use, but none of our business is ever telling people to get off meds, even though I feel pharmacies are pharmaceutical cartels.
I'll tell them, get off fucking
Yeah,
meds.
dude, the pharmaceutical industry has a monopoly over healthcare and is damaging to especially populations of ethnicities that don't traditionally ever have to use pharmaceuticals.
No.
Because the countries we come from and the foods that we eat and the things that we put in our bodies prevent natural illnesses from occurring.
So what are these things? What is this? This is Bitter
Break 'em
King?
up.
So Bitter King is actually, this is one of many things we have. Before, the first main thing is magnesium, which like attaches to the calcium, like attaches to the calcium on your bones and just pulls it off. It's like a wrestler.
Oh, crazy.
Yeah, you know, and you put it over here, you spray it over here, and you spray it over here.
You put this in a spray bottle?
No, this isn't it.
Oh, okay.
I just want to bring up the main thing we have is
the main thing.
magnesium.
Oh, magnesium.
And it's like magnesium, if you get raw magnesium, you don't even buy it
Rub
from
it.
us.
Just spray it.
Yo, use it as a topical on any part of your pains, and it goes into your bones, and it's actually proven because there are people who like have used it.
Yeah.
You know, to the point where spondylitis, like people with spondylitis can use it. But I'm not gonna say ever get off meds or any other treatment because I don't know for sure.
Yeah.
I don't think I'll be around long enough
Yeah.
to know for sure.
Yeah.
But we're using this as alternative ways and like looking at Ayurvedic medicine, which is ancient.
Which is very important for people to do, is to
You know what
look
I
at
mean?
options, right?
Exactly. Have different options, you know, and make your decision, your educated decision with what you see.
Open-minded.
Well, dude, there's a reason why these cultures are considered ancient cultures because they've been around the longest. And they've been around the longest because they've learned ways how to sustain their health in ways that come from the earth. And the earth has everything to sustain human health.
Definitely.
It's designed that way.
Definitely.
But, you know, we've created this industry that's a cartel and has a stranglehold on every single thing that we put in our bodies that's meant to take care of us.
Yeah.
It's fucking dangerous, man.
I'll explain what it is.
Break it off.
So, Andographis is another way to call it, but Bitter King is like the universal.
Where's this from?
For it. This is from Guatemala, and you can find it in India.
Oh,
You probably find it in Thailand and a lot of tropical places. You know? But most of our sourcing is going to come from India, and a lot of our work is from Brother Cacao from Toronto. He's been like helping us do it. But yo, this shit right here is like, yo, if you look at Bitter King, what's his name?
The Bitter King?
Dr. Sebi.
Dr. Sebi.
Rest in power. If you read some of Dr. Sebi's work, he actually said that this can help cure HIV.
Oh, no
It's
shit.
one of the strongest antivirals that is the Bitter King because it is the king of all bitters. Like,
And
it is
before
like
y'all have to get all
disgusting.
crazy and stuff, before you think about the things that we're saying, look up Dr.
Look it
Sebi
up.
yourself, look at his science, look at his success rates, and then you can reference this conversation.
And the facts are that, yo, me as an individual, I'm constantly learning about the shit. Everything we do is from my personal experience and my studies, but my studies are what you can do. So my studies aren't better than yours. You know what I mean?
Well, you got to take
like
on...
they can
The
look
info
at
is
it.
there, man.
The
It's
info's there.
Yeah. But then I'm adding my personal information to it and my personal experience of my family using it, different people using these medicines. But yo, if you have like a virus in your system, internal or even on your skin, like a topical
Or
whatever,
one that is named after a beer. Would you have that if you had that virus in you? The coronavirus?
Coronavirus. Yo, did you see my brain? I had to think about that shit. I thought about it out loud.
Budweiser, Heineken.
Yo, I was naming off beer.
Right?
Like, yo, if you could read lips, even if you could slow
Dos
it down and
Equis,
show them. Like, yo,
We'll do a slow-mo replay.
don't mind the pace. People have some. I haven't had a joint in so long.
Do you want a drink or something?
No, I'm good. I got
Okay.
this. But yo, who's the guy? Who's the brother who you got the weed from?
Danger Dave.
Danger Dave. So after a while, I was at the studio with my brother, Audio Drugs, big up. But I took a bong hit, and yo, it was the first time in my life since I started smoking weed at the age of 13 that I couldn't write anything nor recite anything. It was like the first time in my life. It was like worse than the first time smoking weed for me.
Oh, shit.
You know?
Bong hoots are...
This time I was worried that I might have like a panic attack.
Oh, you don't?
I took slow draws. You know, I took a 1-2 draw, outed it.
Do you get
I took
panic
another
attacks?
draw after like maybe 15 minutes. I can feel something different because it's like I feel what's happening in my body more nowadays.
Right.
So I can actually recognize, like I can feel like it feels like
That's the sherm.
the sherms.
The sherm
Oh,
that we
shit,
put in
son.
there.
What's happening now?
I didn't know you smoked the dust. I didn't know you smoked the dust.
No, man. Yo, it's for sure not that.
You like to get wet? I didn't know you like to get wet.
It's none of that for sure. I had some shrooms earlier though. We microdosed some of it.
Okay, so let's
Little bit
dive
of
into
cacao.
this because
I'm
here,
just talking about everything.
here you're
I'm
talking
nice
about
right now, so ask me.
the virus, you're
Lead the
talking
way.
about the immune system,
Yes.
and here we're talking about the brain,
right.
right? So you got kind of like three aspects of
But it's-
holistic healing that you do on a regular basis, man. Like
I
you're
do.
walking around as a pretty sound person. I
I'm
bet.
trying my best, man, because any like bipolar, I took medicine for bipolar and shit like that,
Were you
and it just made
diagnosed
me
like
crazy.
bipolar in your life, or
Yeah.
you were, right?
Yeah, and it made me crazy. Like, yo, the medicine made me crazy.
Definitely does.
Like the blackout crazy. It was like I drank lots of liquor, but it's like the medicine, but I also mix the medicine with liquor. Right. So I think like if you're gonna deal with, I'm not saying anyone has their own journey,
Yeah.
you know, but for me personally, it's like when I dealt with the medicine, I realized that later on that I have to deal with my addictions first. You know, I have to deal with and my addictions aren't my addictions because like, oh, I'm addicted. They're my addictions because I tried to grab onto something, like I feel personally, from getting a better understanding of myself, that I had to grab onto something that would lessen the pain that I'm feeling at the moment
Yeah.
in my brain. You know what I mean? So I'd grab onto cocaine, get me hype. That's too much, boom. Maybe have some oxys or some tramadols or just some opium because that's so much better.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
In
yeah.
my brain, you know?
You
It's really
there,
that.
you're gonna get there.
You know what I mean? So yeah. So it's like that was the thing. And then like from then, like I started taking all these meds. I started taking kratom that helped me. My boy Anton put me onto Blue Lotus, which is like it brings you euphoria, and it calms you in different ways, and also helps your mental illness. If you have this with magnesium on a daily with inositol,
Inositol, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
and if you get that on a, so you know about that and shit.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. I'm into like this
Yeah,
stuff to a
myself,
certain degree.
Oh, for real? Okay, so you probably might know more than me. Honestly,
no,
bro,
we-
like I'm a child, yo, at this shit.
Yeah,
I'm just
same.
going hard.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm the same. I'm
Lifetime
like you.
of
I'm a fighter, right? I'm a boxer back in the day. I'm a guy that will like always look for, best way to do shit. And I know that medicine is poison. I know that. I've been on that train, dude. And it's you have to search for better things. Mushrooms saved my life, man.
Yeah.
It's a great thing. What do you so you got on a program with mushrooms, obviously.
Yo, before mushrooms, I was
What was life like before and after?
Yo, so I didn't microdose mushrooms in the beginning. I microdosed LSD.
Okay, you start with LSD.
Because I feel like I always felt like I could control the LSD high much better.
All right. Mushrooms is intense. For people who haven't done mushrooms, it's pretty intense to do mushrooms.
Like
right?
I could feel mushrooms now.
Yeah.
Like I feel mushroom high when you're talking about mushrooms.
Yeah.
Every mushroom
You know
experience
what I
has been a goofy experience.
Yeah.
It has, eh?
Yeah, which is
Like
great.
that.
Which is great for me.
Force drug.
Because I've heard a lot of trauma. I've seen people do some fucked up shit.
Yeah.
Man, I had a cousin of mine that talked to a painting for half an hour.
Yeah.
For half fucking hour.
Yeah.
And he was just getting and the worst part is it wasn't even like a profound conversation. He was giving burger orders.
Oh wow.
Because he thought it was a fucking Burger
It was
King.
somewhere else.
Just
That's
going.
crazy. Yeah, mushrooms
See, at
is
first
crazy.
I thought I was gonna be like, yo, he was talking to like the Buddha,
Right?
You know?
Yeah.
If we went there, it'd be good. It'd be a good story. But fucking guy was giving burger orders.
Oh yeah, that's
But,
tough.
The bathroom break, you ended up sidestepping the verse that you were gonna spit.
Oh, okay.
Worse.
Yeah.
When you hear that shit.
But then I'm gonna big up Vancouver. Remind me.
Hell yeah.
Remind me about the island. Remind me about Salt Spring Island.
Oh, Salt
Why
Spring.
Vancouver gave birth to all of this shit to me, you know? All right, so I'm gonna do what these new MCs do. I'm gonna spit it through here. Like honestly,
Nah, but this is different. 'Cause
I wrote so much
West
shit.
Coast.
This is off beat, no beat.
I haven't tried to perform shit in a while.
Really?
Like yeah, it's been hard to write. You know what I mean? Like it's hard. Like when I wrote,
Where's your motivation during the COVID times? Like, where does your
this is a
motivation
good song
come
for it. Like yo, my motivation came from just my reality, like my life, like feeling so depressed, feeling scared. You know, then having to write songs that will hopefully I could yo. Sometimes I'll write songs for the moment, and sometimes I'll write songs through my learning experience where it's important as a time capsule. So it's I'll write songs about a place I want to be in.
Yeah.
You know, and kids do that nowadays. That's one thing these kids have on lock, and they don't even realize it, I think. I don't know, maybe they do. So I shouldn't even say that. But it's one thing these kids have on lock.
What's up?
They project how rich they are when they're not rich.
Well, they've been everywhere and nowhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can go online and do a virtual walk through Paris. And I've been to Paris.
I've been there.
Yeah.
You know?
So when you feel like you get these, interesting thought, but when you get these motivations to write stuff, do you feel like it's all you?
Like he influences himself?
Nah, do you feel like because you could sit there with the paper and a pen for hours and get nothing, but sometimes something just hits. Do you feel like it's a manifestation that's all you?
Yo, I hate saying it, but yo, fuck it. I'll say it
Yeah.
here, you know?
Yeah.
Honestly, bro, real talk.
going there, man.
I know I'm talking to people because
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can't help it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I know that's what I'm doing here.
Yeah, but we could never release it. You could say this and you could say, you know what, dude, I never want this to be released.
No, I know, I feel that,
Right?
but you guys
So-
are real.
Yeah.
Yo, this is why this is a fun conversation. But if the camera wasn't here, my energy would be a little different.
Yeah, of course.
But I'd be talking naturally just like this.
Right.
Yeah.
But I feel like I'm on.
Yeah, you're
Oh, for
the
sure.
same time,
A little
right?
bit, yeah.
lights
what I mean?
and shit. Like when you get these bright lights,
Yeah.
you never have that in your life unless you're rapping.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, you're on
It's
now.
the MC
you know?
thing, man.
Yeah.
But you guys are on some real shit, and it's yeah. So I'll say yo, that energy, definitely in my mind, it comes from yo, we're made of everything physically from this earth, but what about what science can't explain and really wants to? The reason science was born was to explain the shit it can't even explain.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's so what do they want to explain? Energy. So it's yo, people are running with their demons all day. People are always talking about demon time. You know what I mean? I grew up in an era, like I was saying earlier in the interview, actually. It's perfect. It's yo, 5%ers, God bodies.
Yeah.
That's who you were on the street corner, God bodies. Now it's demon time.
Yeah.
You know? So it's I always know that, and I feel like my energy does come from God, whatever it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Is it me? Is it the energy? And it's not me, because I'm too stupid for that shit.
See, you think you are, but
know what I
you're
mean?
obviously being used I mean, I think all artists get used by whatever that thing is, whatever that thing is there. Because you watch some great actors. Sometimes you're like, how the fuck can this person be this good? Like,
Yeah.
And even when they themselves explain it, they can't really explain it. They're just like, it's just something that. It just feels like they're just being used to be that person in this place at this time, right? And the thing is, what the fuck are you being used by? What's giving you this, right? Ancestors? The energy from ancestors?
Yeah.
Could be that.
You're gonna be used by something.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're just in a shell, like, yo, sorry, it's like, boom, we're gone. Our spirit's alive.
Yeah.
We're just like this, you know what I mean? Like,
I
but it's
know.
like, boom, then there's a spirit in you.
I think
and
it's
like,
just like your personality type. I think it's like you have this innate desire to create. It's like the old men that work till they're 70.
Yeah.
They just get
yeah.
up every day to work. That's all they are. That's their personality, right? Like you guys have that artist personality, man. And the artist personality is the most punished of all
Definitely punished.
of all
Yeah,
the
I think it comes
personalities
from
and
trauma for
psyches.
sure. Yeah.
Of all of the psyches out there, even the traumatized, crazy people.
we're magicians.
Yeah, man.
We're magicians.
Yeah.
Like, we don't know it.
There's so much pressure on musicians.
We turn pain into power. And, there's just this
Alchemy.
study being done where they say that trauma can be passed on genetically. Like, ancestors' trauma can be passed on genetically. So ancestors that were enslaved or
Yeah.
indentured or whatever the fuck you want to call it, that were in servitude to somebody else, that trauma gets passed on genetically. And it
So you gotta get
obviously
over it.
diminishes over time.
Yeah.
But, a lot of our ancestors, grandparents, they carry trauma with them, right? They couldn't show love. They couldn't be affectionate. They didn't know how to. They just had this thing. I didn't hear a family member say, I
battery's
love
gonna
you
die.
until I did. Mine is?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember hearing somebody say I love you until I met my wife. It just wasn't. It's just not a part of the culture, right? It's not a part of our. It's not a part of oppressed people's DNA. When they don't love themselves, they can't show love.
Right.
And it's a fucking. Here, I'll let you.
Yo, I'll show you, like, oh, no, you keep going.
No, go for it, man. Go for it.
Yo, honestly, man, I'm just gonna bring up a bunch of shit that I always want to bring up. I'm gonna bring up shit that I'm gonna bring up in my book, because it's like, you can't. Yo, man, like, I know I'm a little touch and shit right now, but like, really though, from my heart, like, yo, bro, like, since I came here, you showed me nothing but genuine love.
For sure, man.
Genuine. Yeah. And like, the reason my heart is like broken sometimes in the world, like a lot of us, is because, yo, like, we're musicians. And it's either gonna break your heart. That means you're maybe doing the right thing. That means you are doing the right thing. Or it's not gonna break your heart. You know what I mean? Let it break your heart. Like, if it breaks your heart, you're all right. You're doing okay, But it's like, yo, you guys, like, so I want to bring up some other shit too. Yo, bro, like, I met the devil in flesh, yo. Like, you showed me, man. I'm not a crazy guy, you know what I mean? Like, yo, I met the devil in flesh with my boy Buck Hillaway. People used to say, like, we were both in the university together. We got into this program called TYP, Transition to Your Program. It was like the backdoor entrance is what they called it. You know what I mean? But it was a dope program. And the lady who started it was actually from BC.
Allowed you to travel.
Pardon?
I give you the opportunity to travel.
It didn't. No, well, that just gave me the opportunity to learn a little bit more about my intelligence and then find a way to travel.
Right.
I didn't finish school, because of it, But like, I met my boy Hillaway there. Yo, one day we're selling CDs on the street. That's all I used to do, sell CDs. For many years, I didn't work. All I did was sell CDs. I was on a welly
That's
or
a hustle,
anything.
man.
Yo, Toronto by like, it was Empire Crew. Even like I had my beef with them back in the day, but those guys, well, that's back in the day, Like, big
Kid
up
stuff,
Adam
kid
Bomb.
stuff.
Adam Bomb's killing it right now with with Strangers and shit, Perfect Strangers. But yeah, these guys are killing it, man. But I don't know, man. I remember, like, we went out. We used to sell CDs to survive. And one day, yeah, I'm going to share the story. That's
Hell
cool?
yeah.
All right.
Yeah, for sure.
I feel like I'm explaining a crazy story because it's like, I never explained this, like, literally on, like, a mic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because this is spiritual. And, like,
You're writing a book right now.
yeah, it's part of the book. So,
Yeah.
Love and Revolution.
Are you actually writing it? Are you gonna write it?
Yeah.
Those.
I'm going to write it. Like, that's my focus this year still.
Not talk. Are you gonna write it, or are you gonna write it?
I'm going to write it.
Oh yeah, that's the commitment.
You need the clicks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm I'm gonna write it, man, and I'm gonna make an old school book. I'm gonna make it ready for virtual, like whatever
Audiobook.
Audiobook.
or
audio
like,
Digital books and
yeah,
shit.
like I have my like Cobra
99
or
cents.
whatever.
Hell yeah.
Sell them for 99 cents. Sell a million.
Yeah, whatever.
You're good
You
to
can
go.
even download it for free.
I want you to explain the book, but I want to hear what the fuck happens here.
Yeah, because I'm very good at just going off, especially when I'm just talking to you guys on some shit.
And smoking weed. And drinking fucking.
Oh, I'm high now, but good high.
Dude, Miss
Yeah.
It's actually good. That's all I smoke, but I'm nice.
Miss Mary
Okay,
Jane.
good.
Miss Mary Jane lives in here.
Oh, yeah.
We don't have to see her, but Mary is everywhere. Up in
If my girl ever came in here, she'd be like, oh, you smoke weed in here?
Yeah.
We're like, yeah, what the fuck?
the ganja.
Yeah.
But
She'll
yeah,
never
go for
watch.
it. Man.
One day I'm selling CDs on the street. I'm with one of my boys. We'll call him
Joe.
Joe. So we're gonna call one of my boys Joe. I don't want to mention his name. And I'm my boy Buck. No, I'm not with Buck. I'm just with Joe. Me and Buck used to be in spiritual situations at all times ever since I met him. I was
Church
like,
retreats? Or what do you mean, spiritual situations?
retreats?
Church retreats. Or what do you mean? Spiritual situations.
trick or treat.
Yeah.
No, it's like, yo, like we'll both like be like, yo, there's a ghost in this house. Like, we
Oh,
both know,
situations
He
like
has
that.
whispers and his eyes turn red.
Oh, no
damn.
shit.
You know,
that's
shit
not
like
good.
that. Yeah, like one of my houses were like haunted. Like he was there. And he
paranormal
noticed
stuff.
it with me. He was the only person that noticed it with me.
Shit.
Like I noticed it so many times, no one would see it. He did. Like his eyes just turned watered. Yo, we're selling CDs on the street.
Yeah.
Buck is not there, but we'll call Joe. Joe's there. Joe is like, even back then, I was homeless and I was selling CDs on the street to live, but I was doing fine.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo,
Like
And-
wait,
oh.
like homeless shelter homeless?
I didn't stay in the shelter,
So
man.
you on the street homeless?
Yeah, stay up all night,
Yeah.
Yeah.
to be good. And then, but sleep in the day on the train. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kipling to fucking Kennedy. Boom.
Crazy, man.
Pass up. But yo, we ended up like, yeah, I don't know, man. This story's like crazy to my brain, bro. Okay, so we're selling CDs on the street. And this dude, Joe, he's my friend. Whenever he's around, like, yo, I always felt like I reverted to Islam at this point. So I went to the church, I went to the temple, went to the mosque, and like I felt clean after doing wudu at the mosque.
Yeah. Islam
I
can
felt
do
clean.
that. Yeah.
Like physically, like I felt like my pores were
Dude, the
open,
wudu's a beautiful thing, man.
you know?
Yeah.
And so I reverted to Islam. And because I was born in a Hindu family. And then I ended up, I remember going outside and that's like, it wasn't the same. Like literally, so I reverted. So I'm like, all right. So now I'm selling CDs on the street. But I'm still like doing my weird shit, you know? I'm still hustling a little bit.
It's hard to break.
Yeah, you know?
Dog out of
income,
his
man.
habits,
Trying a
right?
little bit, yeah. But it's like I'm gonna sell CDs, but I'm gonna sell a little bit because someone asked me for something the other day
cash
while
too,
selling
man.
CDs.
The money
And I
matters.
know I could make an extra 20, 40, you
Yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah.
So I'm like, all right, stupid shit, but that's life. That's part of the journey. So yo, I'm selling CDs, and yo, this guy, my boy, Joe, is on the other side. And I've been selling CDs for years now. I know the game. Like, you're going to see people. You're on Queen Street. You're going to see them again. And if you're not going to see them again, the people walking by you when you're dealing with this guy, this customer,
Yeah.
is going to see you again and remember how you dealt with the customer when they
Yeah.
walk by.
Right.
If your customer's rude, it's all good. You just like, if you can't say anything and without getting mad, just like kiss your teeth and walk away.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
Customer's always right.
It's so true. You
Yeah,
say
walk
and
that.
away.
it's like, because like, yo, I want to sell CDs to that lady
Yeah.
that walked by me right now that I couldn't talk to. Like, it was all about the money, you know?
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, yo, so I see my boy Joe, and he's like, I hear him. He's getting mad at somebody. I'm like, fuck. And then I go up to him to try to stop that situation.
Yeah.
He's on one side of the block, I'm on the other side. Like, we're on two corners. And it's like, yo, we used to have it with Empire Crew and all those guys.
Yeah.
We all had different corners, bro. There's literally like, then the mixtape guy, Jafar. Like, yo, if you're in Toronto, you know Jafar, he used to just sell you mixtapes.
One of those dudes.
And he was like skinny like Jafar too. Like he looked like Jafar. Like, you know what I mean? But he was like the mixtape king out there for that time. There's only a few of us. And Cryogenics crew, those guys too.
That's funny.
But yo, whatever, man. So I'm selling CDs and I'm talking to this guy, my boy Joe, and I'm like, yo, what's going on, man? Like, what's the problem? And he's just like, yo, man, this guy's talking some shit, blah, blah, blah. Yo, fuck this guy. I'm like, yo, chill, man, chill. Don't worry, chill. And I'm like, yo, what up, man? He's like, yo, he told me this. He's like, yo, you need me. You need me, bro. And my boy left. Started selling CDs to someone else. Joe, you know? And then I'm talking to this guy now. He's like left with me, just sucked onto me. And he's like, because that's like, yo, people always suck onto me, you know? And it's like, yo, this guy's like, oh, don't. Like, yo, yeah, you need me, blah, 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 blah. And, yo, for some reason, I didn't even catch anything spiritual at that time.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, bounce, man. This guy's a clown. I'm like, all right, cool, man. Yo, do you know a CD for you is $20 now? If you don't want it, fuck off. You know? And then I just left him. I'm selling CDs to someone else. I look in the middle of the street 2 minutes later. My boy, Joe, is with him in the middle of the street on Queen Street. Like on the yellow line, you know? Just basically like, yo, Miz, yo, come through, man. He's going to buy us beers. Yo, my brain. That's how you know. I know what's going in, you know what I mean? Like, I just read it to Islam fresh. I understand what this beer is right now. And this guy's going to buy us beers. I'm broke. I'm going to get some beers so I can feel nice and sell some more CDs. Mm-hmm. You know? So, boom. I go across the street. We go inside the place. Before I could order from him, people knew where to find me. Like the few people that knew me, you know, at that time of day.
Yeah.
My boy Buck, how does he know? Out of all of the places to go on Queen Street, how does he know?
It's a big fucking street.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and it's in between from Queen and Spadina to Queen and John. That's where we are, and he knows that. So yo, he ends up in the bar where I'm at, and right before I order, he comes up to me. He's like, I'm like, yo, Buck. He's like, yo, Miss. He comes on me, whispers in my ear. He's like, don't drink the devil's juice. Yo, I'm going to break down this story right now.
Wow.
Yo.
The devil's juice.
Wow.
Right?
The devil's juice.
Right?
On camera, B.
Right?
Don't drink the devil's juice.
That's what it is, yo.
Whoo!
Yeah.
That's
Did you
crazy.
see that?
What? No, what? What, that you just
As soon
drank
as
it?
I said it, I drank it.
Yeah.
Before I continued the story.
Yeah, I know. But why? That's why I was like, the
Yeah.
devil's juice. Like, I'm saying the devil's juice.
Holy shit, bro.
Yeah.
That's
But,
crazy.
but that's
So Buck is that dude.
that guy.
He's been that dude in your life.
Yeah, he's been that dude. Man, that's crazy, yo.
So did you have the drink?
Yo, no. So he comes in the place, he says that to me. So I look at the dude and I remember my lessons, and it's like the few I got. And it's like there's no fear. I'm not going to be angry,
Yeah.
but I'm not going to be scared either. You know? So I'm just like, yo, he looks at me and he's like, what do you want, man? And I'm like, you know what? I'll have some water. Right?
Oh, yeah.
He looks at me. Yo, I swear on my entire life. Actually, it doesn't matter. This is the story.
That's it.
And the story is, yo, he pulls his glasses down and looks at me. It sounds like a movie, man. He pulls his glasses down and he looks at me and he's like, you don't want to drink with the devil? And he winks. And he puts his glasses back up.
Oof.
Buck sitting right there. Joe, who to me was one of the devil's pawns that was around me by accident. Not his fault, but that's how it was. That's
meant to
if
be in that
if
place.
all of us think we're Jesus,
Right.
Right, that was what he was.
The Judas.
Right, and he was sitting there, and I went up to him and I'm like, yo, bro, I'll buy you liquor after. Don't drink anything with him. He started getting mad at me.
Oh, wow.
And I looked at that, like from that moment, everything was spiritual to me. It was no longer physical. Like to the point where I still know, at that moment it was still half and half because I knew I was inside that store.
That's it, though.
Inside the bar.
Yeah.
But I was like, this is spiritual right now. And I'm like, yo, don't, because his reaction was what I'm learning from Islam, you know, at that time. It's like, why are you angry at me right now? What I'm telling you to do, nothing different. I'm going to buy you 6 beers.
Yeah.
I'm buying you a 6-pack.
Let's just not do this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you can show restraint, you know.
Yo, bro, he's angry. He leaves the place. Okay, so Joe's gone. Perfect.
Crazy.
And Islam is intense.
It's intense, man. It's a deep journey in my life. Yeah. That's why I still believe in that. I believe in all religions, man. But it's like, yo, this guy's like, now I don't remember a thing. Fuck. Yo, seriously, man. I don't remember a thing except, like, yo, I can't believe it. Like, yo, fuck, man.
So you believe?
It feels weird sharing it on a camera.
You believe in the devil?
On a digital camera.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe the devil exists for sure.
And so you believe a God exists too?
Yeah.
And you believe it's like an entity or like a
I feel like it might be me.
that we manifested,
Right?
Yeah.
Or it might be an entity. I don't know. I'll know. Won't know till it's done.
Like for
You know what I mean?
for you, for example, you went through some shit. You went through some shit.
Yeah.
When you were going through some shit, did you ever think that this would be your outcome? That you would end up here?
End up where? In my garage? Or
End up
at this
in this
point in my
place
life,
of-
at 40,
Yeah, in this place of legality and law abiding and courteous of people.
I walked into a furniture store in 2015, maybe 2016.
Yeah.
And the lady that was sitting there, I was going to meet. And she looked at me and she said, stay here. And I stood by the front door and she went back into her office. And she came out a couple minutes later and she's like, okay. She's like, fuck. She goes, I don't know how to tell you this.
What? Okay.
And I'm like, what? She goes, she's like, I'm a medium. And I read people's auras and and whatever she said, right? And she's like, you have this evil, or she didn't use evil, but she said this black cloud that's falling right above you. She goes, it's old. And she's like, I had never met this lady, man. And she's like, I don't know how that makes you feel. But my girl knew her, so there was some familiarity.
Some connection.
There was
Crazy,
some
man.
Yeah.
And she goes, what's your story? Right? And I'm like, well, this is my story, right, for now, right? Here it is, right here. And she's like, holy shit. She's like, yeah, there's something there. And what's really cool, though, is that years later, I fucking saw her again. And she's like, your cloud's gone.
Oh wow.
Yo.
Right? She's like, your cloud's gone. And what's changed in your life? And I'm like, I don't know. I mean, you're right. You start thinking, oh shit, what did I do? I lost some weight. You know what I mean? I'm like, smoking more weed, I guess. Like maybe the cloud doesn't like weed smoke or something.
You know
right?
what I'm really interested in when I talk to people. The more we do this, the more we talk to people.
Yeah.
And I'm really interested in what motivated decisions, and if they were consciously motivated choices, or choices that just arrived in the moment, right? So,
First of all, I was told about the same black cloud.
that's
You were,
terrifying.
right?
Man.
That's why I was like, yo,
Yeah.
black cloud, and then like, yo, that cloud's gone. But
It's huge.
I didn't want to lose that part, but how close that is to like
The real deal. You've heard it,
my
right?
shit, yeah.
I think it happens, man. And I think that's...
Because you made a choice at some point.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good question still.
But you like if you consciously said, "Fuck, I got to do some shit." Was it a traumatic moment that made you decide?
Yeah.
Fuck it?
Well, I mean, for one, when in jail, when I saved the guy's life and fucking the whole jail wanted to kill me, and I didn't go to PC, I went back to general population, and the guy who I saved his life went to PC.
Oh, fuck.
Right? And so I went
guy's a
back
real one,
walking
boys.
down,
Yeah,
and
you
it
did
was
some shit, yeah.
traumatizing. There was 300 some odd people in the prison, and nobody wanted to fucking stand by my side, right? That was some scary shit, dude, for like months, right? And I was just like, and you don't know what to do in those situations.
Because you're off and no one gives a fuck.
Yeah,
You could be ended and no one gives a fuck.
yeah, it's crazy, eh?
Because I remember
Just forgotten about.
I remember being a kid, grade 9, and one of my cousins was slanging dope at the time. And we're in grade 9, so this is 13 years old.
Yeah.
And he fucking comes up to, we're in a 7-Eleven, corner stores used to have arcades. We were playing Street Fighter on the arcade. And he comes up to me and he just pulls out a fucking wad of cash.
Oh, yeah.
This is a week.
Oh, yeah.
I made this in a week.
Like, how hard to
And I
say?
look at him and I
hard,
was dude, I was getting fucking quarters out of my parents' couch.
Yeah.
That was my income at 13, right? I don't know fucking money. And he's showing me this wad of cash. He's like, just work with me and he took my hand and put it in my hand. And we're the same age, but obviously he fucking
That's
turned.
spiritual though by accident.
Yeah.
Right? And he fucking turned left really, really. I think he had an older brother that was 16 that was slanging, so he got in really early. Yeah. And he fucking put it in my hand. He goes, doesn't that fucking feel good? I'm holding this fucking water cash in my hand. And the only thing I can, because like, the only thing I can hear that made me think of this being a fucking problem was I could hear my grandfather in my ear nonstop. And the thing he was like, he preached Islam. But he preached it in a way where you actually gave a fuck about the religion. Like he didn't just read the Quran and just let you sit there and listen to the Quran. He actually taught you what it was saying. So he's in my ear nonstop. He's like, is this what you want to do? Is this what you want to do? Is this what you want to do? Nonstop. And I had this fucking cash, man, and I fucking gave it back, and I never dabbled again. I never went.
For real?
I would never went left.
Eh?
That was it. That was the only decision. And it was my ancestors, man, in my ear, just fucking telling me, put this shit down, put this shit down. And this guy's my cousin. He's my family too, right? And now when I look back, I'm like, yeah, he was just trying to groom a bunch of us to run for him.
That's all it was.
At the time. But man, a couple $1,000 and you're 13 years old?
Yeah, bro, that's what I mean. I do feel that spiritual shit, bro. You had like different angels around you at that time.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean? Like, because, yo, how do you not make that decision? Because you had different angels around you. There had to have been, like, I don't know. There had to have been.
Yeah.
Wrong
no,
words,
I hear you,
how
man.
it feels.
And the thing is, like, I think that always stayed with me. Like, I don't, the money, I'm not going to compromise.
Well, a lot of his values that you're taught as a kid, too.
Yeah, the thing is, like, when my parents and my pops wasn't that guy.
Yeah.
Like, he was like, you know, Rolling Stone,
Yeah.
typical Indian man, didn't really give a fuck about being the guy in the house.
Yeah.
I pay for the bills, that's all I need to do.
Yeah.
I'm out, kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
So I didn't really have that. That's when my grandfather was like primal, like primary, I should say, and making sure that I had lessons and information and things. And dude, my life was governed by Islam, man. Everything I did was in Islam, but it's not realistic. It doesn't make any sense to.
It doesn't make any sense to today's world.
At all. At
all.
Dude, the book's 1,400 years
Makes
old.
it hard, way too hard for people to be themselves, and this is where you get the identity issues in your religion.
Yeah, man. Dude, a religion can't tell you about a 4 billion year old.
No, it's tough. Yeah. It's tough for these kids, right? Like, there's a lot of pressure on Muslim kids.
And there's some gems. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
there's some gems. Islam's got a lot of beauty in it.
But yo, I feel like everything is like connected. Like, yo, I believe like all religions same way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there's a truth in all of it.
For sure.
And they all talk about the same demon in a different way.
Yeah.
It's like,
But the demon is...
yo, I must finish.
Yes.
Let me finish this.
Yes, sir.
You know why? Because I feel like if I don't finish this story, I don't banish him.
Let's do it.
So I have to banish him. All right? I brought him up, and now he's here. Now he's not here. Now he's too scared to be here. But it's needs to be banished.
Yes.
The story needs to be finished. So the story was, we're going back to that whole story at the bar.
Okay.
All right?
Fuck, you got a good memory. So
No, because this is one. Yo, I keep rambling. This is one. I it's like once I started on a camera. I gotta get that
Gotta
out.
go.
And then we'll talk about religion because it's a deep conversation. It's a good one, you know. But yo, go outside. I don't remember anything. It felt like there was walls around us. I'm gonna fast forward this whole story. It felt like there was walls around us. Joe was gone. It was me, Buck, and this man, this Indian man, who said all I needed was him. And he almost looked like my cousin when he was older. Wow. You know? Like, that's how I imagine it. He had glasses on. Tinted glasses. You know? And yo, this guy's like standing there. We're on Queen Street in the middle of the afternoon, guaranteed when it's hot, because that's the only time I'm selling CDs. And it's probably on a Saturday or a Friday. You know? Yo. So if you're screaming on the street right now, if I go and I scream on the street with no one around me, there's enough police there to stop me from screaming. That's just how it is. Yo. Bro, when I tell you, we go outside, it felt like there's a wall around us. We're standing in a triangle. That person was there. The devil was there. For lack of better words or understanding. And then me and Buck were like standing on this side like a triangle, you know? And it was like, he started talking to us, and the first thing, these are the pieces of conversations I remember. It all came in like scatters. You know what I mean? So it was like We ended up outside. I don't remember how. We were outside. I don't remember that. I don't remember. And from that point, I don't remember anyone walking by us. It was like a wall around us almost. And first thing was, where's your friend? He's gone. Isn't he Joe? You know what I mean? He's gone. Why was he scared? Da-da-da. Like almost like waiting for me to sign a contract and agree with him. Like, oh, he was scared because of you. And it was like, I don't know why he left. He's weak. Maybe he's coming to Hellfire with you, but we're not coming to Hellfire with you. I was speaking to him like we were in like the desert. You feel me? Like I wasn't on Queen Street selling CDs at that time, like at all.
The world's just gone.
You're meeting him in mystical land.
Yeah.
A fucking desert.
Nobody
or
else.
mystical land and two
like,
Arabian Nights meeting him.
Bro, like 100%, you know? And it's like, exactly, you know, it was real life. It was real. It was realer than this shit. Crazy. Man, I feel like I could feel way more shit now. Like hear it more. Clear, you know? That's what happens, I guess. So he's talking that shit. That's the first part. And I tell him that. And then he says is about how we need him. And I tell him, no, the only one we need is Allahu Akbar, Joy Makali, Jesus Christ, Yahweh. Yeah. And I start naming shit off, screaming. He takes his glasses down and he screams, I am God. At the top of his lungs like a movie. Imagine how you see it in a movie is how he screams it. Exactly like the movies. They know exactly what they're doing. And he screams it at the top of his lungs. Says it a few times, I think 3 times, turns around, walks away, and while he's walking away, me and Buck are saying nothing. Like, Buck's a sane person. He's a lawyer right now in Toronto, you know, for future context, you know? And he's, while this person is walking away, the further this person goes, we're standing still, not saying a word, and I can see people around this person now, you know, but I can't see from my peripheral really. And like the movies, goes in front of a lady in a red dress and disappears. I don't know what the fuck that red dress means in real movies, you know, but that's actually what happened. And it's like, first time I'm explaining it like that, but it's the truth. Like personal people who know me personally in life know that story just like that, you know? But as soon as that happened, the walls, I could feel like they're falling down like in a row, you know, until they're gone. And we're on Queen Street. There's people walking by us, man. It's like, we're on Queen Street. There's people walking by us. This girl that used to give us massages. There's nothing sexual with us. She was our friend, you know, and she would give us massages. Like in Toronto, that's some weird, like a friend girl with massages. Like you didn't try to hit that.
Like she just roll up to you and just rub your shoulder. Hey, how you doing?
No, we'd go to her house. We'd smoke trees, and she'd be like, I'm gonna give you energy massage.
No
in Toronto, we didn't have that. When I moved to Vancouver, that's why I love Vancouver.
Yeah, there's a lot of those kind of
and like a lot of it's real.
Reiki bitches and spiritual bitches. And
a lot of it's real, man. I have like dudes who give me massages out here. I'm down. Let me go to an island. My boy's gonna give me a massage, dog. While I'm standing on a mountain, go ahead, dog.
Yeah.
Like,
But when you mentioned that, the way you described the story, I mean, my parents are island folk from Fiji. They have a lot of stories about supernatural as well, and a lot of them end up in encounters where everything else around them just disappears. So yeah, for real, man, I've heard it a lot of times.
Bro, everything disappeared.
Heard it a lot of times.
Yeah, I know. After that, like, it was like one of the realest times. Like me and Buck like felt that at a pizza store.
Did you ever talk about it again?
Yeah.
Oh, you guys are like, shit, remember that time?
That was a thing, yeah. But I haven't, like,
it's never happened
we
again.
We never falling out. We just drifted apart. Like,
Life.
he does this thing now, you know?
So it was a woman in a red dress?
There's a woman in a red dress. She disappeared. And when I moved to Vancouver, it was almost the same environment. I was selling CDs, and it happened, like... But the positive thing of coming to Vancouver, because I spoke about like, the hip hop,
Yeah.
No, but the real talk, not even fake balance, the realness, like was like this type of stuff, gemstones and understanding it, like gemstones in Korea on one of our tours. I saw someone performing, at a show we weren't performing at. It was just one of the nights off, and like we went to some shows
to watch some people.
Yeah, some dude's fucking performing with a guitar. I'm like, yo, this good dude looks like he's levitating. I swear, I'm gonna talk to this guy when he gets off stage. He gets off stage, and I was just like, yo, bro, give me a hug, dog. Let me talk to you. And I started talking to him, like, yo, blah, 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 like, yo. And I'm like, yo, you look like you're floating, man. Like, that's how I am, you know? Like, I'll just say it,
artists are fucking
honestly.
amazing like that, man.
You know?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Something magical about artists that can just rock a fucking crowd, man. They just seem, they almost seem supernatural in there.
Yeah, the connection they make with the crowd, that's what does it.
Man. You've been a lot of places.
Yeah.
Around the world.
Lots of places still, yeah, for sure.
That's pretty cool.
What's the best place performing experience you've had internationally?
Oh, yeah, exactly. That would be, I should have fucking... Czech Republic.
Damn, eh?
Czech Republic.
Wow.
Beer drinking capital of the world.
That's
Czech
interesting.
And
Republic.
hip-hop camp, that's why.
And people can't speak the language.
Yeah.
No.
Nah, but they know your lyrics.
They
bro.
know you're
As
doing
underground
something.
artists, they know your lyrics.
Yeah, that's just crazy shit.
Yeah,
eh?
That's dope.
No, but Czech Republic is like we performed at like hip hop camp, and it was like at the sides at one of the hangar stages. But during nighttime, we had a good slot, and it was like fucking one of the biggest shows I've ever done in my life.
Crazy.
And hold on, one more. I gotta add a tie. It's Colombia.
Colombia.
Shit, eh?
At Bogota.
Ooh,
it was like
that
our
sounds
first show.
good.
It was like 400 people sold out. But bro, before we got into place, our manager there, he's like, you gotta wait. We're gonna go through backstage.
Oh, shit.
And then I'm like, yo, fuck it. I
One
want
of
to say what up
Pablo's
to these
tunnels.
people.
And
You know?
feel the people.
I just wanted to be hype. I was like, yo, are you kidding me? It's sold out for us. I was like, yo, I didn't believe it. I was making jokes on my boy. Like, we had like an autograph signing the same day of.
Some shit.
And the joke I was telling with KDB, well, I was like, I go have an autograph signing tomorrow before the show. I'm like, yo, man, you ready, man? You gonna sign my titties, dog? Like, yo, but we went there, and there was people.
Yeah.
Like, yo, there were actually people there, man.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, that's
a great
crazy.
feeling, man.
What city or country in the world would we least expect to have a kick-ass rap scene?
Canadian rap scene where they're
Like
like
just
Canadian
like
hip-hop?
where they like
Fuck,
Canadian
Czech
hip-hop.
Republic sounds pretty fucking crazy.
Yeah, it
to me,
sounds
man.
pretty dope.
I would say Czech Republic. Okay, yo, I think honestly, any of these places that like we feel are countries that where their currency is not as strong in comparison to others, those are the countries where I feel like there's huge hip hop scenes because they're like, yo, like a lot of it is like confusion. It's like language barriers, but most of it is actually exactly what it's supposed to be, in my opinion. And my opinion is like not the best.
It's okay. It's good.
You know?
Matters, man. It matters.
But it's like, yo, they just liked that real shit.
Yeah, that's what it is.
You know what I mean?
eh?
So Czech Republic is like the biggest hip hop festival. Hip hop camp happens every year.
It's in Czech.
Just this year it didn't
Damn,
happen.
man,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
So wait,
Yo,
so
I met everybody there, bro.
is this American and Canadian? Everything. This is like whoever.
It's from all around the world, but like, if you're a Canadian MC and like you feel you're not getting any love, all you got to do is buy a plane ticket, book one show. We booked one show in Komarno, Czech Republic, for a hip hop festival in 2013. We did the End of the World tour in Canada, and after the End of the World tour in 2012, we got a contact from someone in Calgary, and they're like, "Yo, you come out to." Well, from an artist, man, who we used to tour with. He wasn't in Calgary. He's an artist we used to tour with, but I'm not going to say his fucking name. You know, he's a Nazi.
Oh shit!
He became a Nazi.
There's a lot of
in the
those.
States.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn, man. Did he go to jail or something? Or
Nah, man, he got knocked out by Vinny Paz before all this.
Oh,
happened.
shit,
Don't
eh?
even say his name.
oh,
If you know what I'm
gee.
talking
Damn.
Don't say it.
No,
yeah.
we don't say it.
Yeah, fuck that guy. But he actually, one thing, I always tried to give him the benefit of the doubt after that, is because of they fucking brought us to Europe.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know? So they gave us one show that was out in Czech Republic.
It was-
And we went there, we didn't get paid. Festival is done we're treated so nice. Like nicer than I ever have been in my entire life. We go there, we have our own rooms. We have vodka machines, bro. They're filling up the vodka like on tap. Yo,
All the checks.
I'm a young guy at that time. I'm like, yo, this is the best.
Yeah.
Like, are you kidding me? Like, yo, I'm out there. People are just giving you joints. Like,
Yeah.
But at the same time, you perform. And it's like, yo, we performed. And I was like, holy fuck. People know our lyrics.
That's insane.
And it was like, the whole like moment of the ego. Like, I was like,
Oh,
it
for
left me.
sure, man.
I was like, it's not even ego now. It's like, holy fuck. Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
It's more like, thank you. We do
Yeah.
it.
You get to experience that, which is the holy grail, right? Rocking a fucking massive crowd.
Made it.
People singing your
Yeah.
lyrics.
And we're not rich, and it's okay.
Yeah.
Like, who cares?
At that point, it doesn't
Yeah.
matter. Yeah.
Nah, man.
People know that shit.
Yeah. And it was like one of the best feelings ever, bro. Like, I'm
That's
happy right
dope.
now talking about it, you know?
That's so cool to have
Yeah,
that.
but like after that, basically, Canadian artists, like, yo, when hopefully we could travel soon, and if you can, you know, if we can, like at that moment, yo, leave, yo. Whether I like you or don't like you, I actually like you. Is you just don't like me. You know what I mean? You like me, and I'll start liking you. It's easy. But like, yo, just go out and fucking book shows.
Yeah.
Because we booked that one show, we didn't get paid. We watched the festival get put up. We watched the festival get taken down.
Oh,
No more food. No more nothing for us.
yeah.
And we're there with no money. Because we went to Europe with no money.
Big risks.
Yeah.
Yo,
Because you thought you were going to get paid when you're there, right? So,
you know, enough to get to the next city.
yeah.
We're trying to get to Germany next, where we heard we could book a lot of shows. So instead, we met people from Germany there that booked us shows.
Damn.
Ready. Boom.
wow.
So we had to find a place to stay. So we just like I pressured the promoter out there, who's actually my boy right now, you know? But like I pressured the promoter at that moment. I'm just like, yo, Doc, we're staying at your fucking mom's house, bro.
Yeah.
Like we're staying with you.
Yeah.
Respectfully, we'll wash dishes and shit.
Yeah.
But we're staying with you.
You gotta do something, man.
Yeah.
Until we can leave. Because we can't leave until this date.
Yeah.
You know?
Damn.
And then like that guy was mad chill with us. You know,
That's a good dude.
Yeah. We ended up getting, he doesn't want me to say his name still, I know.
But you need those people in those places, in those moments,
Yeah,
man.
to pick you up, right?
Meant to be.
That's part of the journey through all this. Is you got to.
Incredible, man.
That must be incredible.
I'm just
to-
rambling still. You guys got to carry my
No, I want you to spit that shit.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
you
I
gotta
keep
spit that bar.
forgetting.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
That's what happens with these combos.
These are good ones, dog.
Yeah, we'll get you
Yo,
on-
you guys are good hosts, eh? Because, yo,
good,
I
man.
ramble, but I watch both of you guys. I'll ramble, and then both of you guys are like, yeah, but you know what, man? It's like, and you guys were here.
We're listening to
I
you.
think we're getting good at
No, you're
segues
good.
and-
You're actually
sure.
good still.
Yeah.
I won't
chemistry.
lie, dog.
It's good. These are like all intro ones, right? Now you can come back. You don't live too far away, so
I think
you're
this
good.
shit's sick, man.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, yo, I'm
We're gonna
not
have a better
even trying to be whack. I'm just like mad honest. Like I'll just
Yeah.
say shit
What
that
we want,
embarrasses
man.
me
This
and
is
other
going to
people.
turn into the green screen set.
Yeah.
So we're going to
We've
have a
got some
whole
plans.
green
For
screen.
real.
Got some
Sick.
plans,
Okay.
So we're going to have it all the way go across, all the way across, and then it's a big round green screen area.
So anything could be happening.
Yeah. Yeah.
Got a lot of
Yeah.
music videos to make.
Yeah, I'm going to try and
All right, you know what?
make some videos and shit.
Can I break a can here, or should I put it in a
Do
bottle?
whatever you want.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, you can do whatever you like. Wait, what do you want to put it in the bottle?
No, I was just in case. I thought you guys were trying to hide.
No, no.
Super fine.
We don't have a beer sponsor.
You guys better start paying.
We don't have a beer sponsor yet.
If you would like to be a beer sponsor, contact ALITEONE@gmail.com. But I don't drink, so you got to give it to Mike.
We'd love to sponsor you guys with House of Ganesha.
That's the
Give you
shit.
shit, maybe shit to give away.
That's the shit.
Yeah.
Hey, yo,
I think so. I
cannabis.
think we'd have to try it and use it and see what happens.
We got a
See how
couple
you
of
feel, yeah.
couple of good cannabis retweets
Yeah,
on
just-
some tweets about high phrase. So maybe we should reach out to some of those.
Well, that's what we're going to have our meeting,
cannabis peoples.
our first meeting of
Yeah.
the year, 2021.
Yes.
I can't believe I'm alive.
What episode is this?
This is like 20,
Yeah.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
maybe 8,
Yeah.
No, bro,
19,
it feels
19.
like when I watch you like promote it.
Yeah.
To be honest, when I went to Toronto, I was in Toronto for like almost 2 months. Like I didn't like
Oh, right. Yeah.
watch shit.
Yeah.
I tried my best to like just stay away.
We're going to have set some goals and make some.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, we gotta, like, there's a lot of really cool people in the city, man.
Yeah, it is.
And some of the people that we have lined up to come on, it's fucking gonna be exciting, man.
Yeah.
I've talked to some pretty interesting people that have really dope stories and are just
Nice.
genuinely just, looking to do good shit, right? So, a couple of activists, a couple of medicinal experts.
Nice.
Yeah, so it'll be fun, man.
Yeah, I got my friend of mine in Oregon, Jesse Smith, who's starting a podcast, and he's going to come and talk about it. It's pretty fucking good
poppin'.
idea. I don't want to put it out there because Someone might steal it, but at least we know who it was that stole it.
Put it out there.
Just from our subscriber list, we know which one of you stole it. Right?
Put it all out there, man.
All right, man. What's the song called?
Break us off.
All right, yo. So this song was called Spaceman. I wrote it earlier last year. You also got it. But I felt like, I don't know, if something right now, it's like this is what I...
So what is so who's the Spaceman? Like, set the song up here.
Okay, so Spaceman was produced by Rec Sessions out in Toronto. Big up Rec Sessions. And Spaceman is us. We're also Ape Man. Spaceman, Ape Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know? The Ape Spaceman.
That's what we are.
Yeah.
Spape Man.
On a spaceship.
Spape Man.
Escape.
Kill me, dog. Yo.
I don't know. That's the first thing that came to my head.
Yo, you know what's yo, I can't even explain that. That's too whatever. There's a really funny fucking meme about the Great Escapes.
Yeah.
Oh. I have to look that up.
It's too much to explain. That's gonna sound weird.
Now you gotta see it.
You gotta see it to believe it nowadays.
You do.
Yo, should I drop this or
All right, Spaceman.
All right. Should I stay or should I go? Guess I should stay at home, status quo. Screaming words down my throat, so I regurgitate and let him choke. Bet it all, double up, double cup to keep it cold. Huddle up and mobilize till all the people risen. Yet we scared of sniffles from the neighbors, hear domestic violence, no one intervenes. They say that ain't their business, they should sleep in prison. We can't mobilize for social distance, but we can internalize and breathe existence. The fear it feeds the system of weakness. We feeling sleepless. It eats us inside and beats us. Eats us alive like cannibal. We can survive like Hannibal. Bringing out the animal in man ain't a bad thing. See, the human in the animal is what causes these bad dreams. They just dropped the stimulus package up in your canteen. They say they woke. I say it's the caffeine. Don't interact when I drop some art. Bet to argue they gon' at me. Off the atlas, swipe the map clean. And that leaves falling Adam on her bad knees. Ask King, their abuser to lead them all home, begging for an answer like it's Stockholm. Gang wars, tough guys all alone divided in this class war. Ran out of ammo and back up, bled on the back porch. We still creeping through that trap door. Something from the hills would trickle down and crystallize the gems. Someone always out to kill the vibe of their brother or a problem. Goblins, monsters are invisible, the tools of war. Silent weapons staying hush. It ain't no time to talk. Save the precious oxygen. Blind survivors breathe inside the water. Harvesting flows from all the rubble that the carnage brings. From the pain is where the artist sings. Prayers that work are artisan. It takes skills to fill the empty spaces with a clear thought. They don't hear it through their ear knots. Some praying to their government, dear science and dear God. This the last letter like dear John. Fast getting gear jog, speeding up the bleeding cup. They drink your blood, sweating tear ducts. We chase by fear while we chasing bucks. The music makes sense when it drops in the future, late in dust. Spaceman be plaguing us, echoes from a galaxy preparing us. Spaceman, Ape Man.
That's pretty fucking dope. Fuck, buddy. That was dope.
Mizery.
Dude, that line,
Fucker, man.
oh, fuck, because I just like got mumbled in my, all your lines here. That one line, oh, go ahead, say something you're going to say.
Oh, dude, I was just going to say that's a fucking great way to fucking put a stamp on that fucking
Oh,
episode.
yeah.
Fuck.
That fucking one line in there.
Respect,
I just got transfixed. After you said that one line, I just got lost in all your words, dude. And how, yeah, it was fucking
It's
pretty
the
good.
magique, yo.
Well, you see why it matters. You see why the words matter.
it does.
And using the words correctly fucking matter, man.
Yo, I appreciate
Words
it, though,
matter.
man.
Hell
Trust me.
yeah. Hell yeah.
I appreciate it, man. I'm just like, yo, honestly, I'm free right now. I feel good.
That's what we
Yeah, that's
love.
good.
That's what we're about, man.
Yeah.